This is the Redeye stream number 167. Water is wet, cabbage is a cunt, and don't fucking move to France. What is going on, people? We're just going to be hanging out tonight. How's the panel doing? How are you, memes? Don't you actually have a channel? You've been starting to put out fucking clips and shit, right? Or do you just steal all our clips?
Well, I have stolen a large majority of your clips, including the Senate candidate little interview as well, seeing as I figured folks wouldn't want to have to shift 31 minutes and a half seconds in to actually find it. So, yeah, capitalization, some of that on my own things. I need to actually start doing some work and creating some videos, and I like France.
Well, you would like France, but no, you have permission to grab anything from my channel, memes. You already know that. MC, you rant about shit all the time, so I figure we're gonna get some more of that tonight. How are you?
Memes. You can grab anything from his channel. Take Tiger Lily.
What? I think she's subscribed.
I do rant. We'll see what I'm going to rant about tonight.
I will be clipping those rants.
You will be clipping my rants? Okay.
Especially the one with you and Cabby. That was... Oh, that was top class.
No, memes. Just remember right now, you might want to clip this because he said okay. If he ever blows up big like PewDiePie and then tries to sue you, you might want that audio right there.
If I ever blow up big like PewDiePie, why would I sue him? I'd be just laughing all the way to the freaking bank.
I know, right? Driving your fucking Ferrari. Fucking cunt. Anyway.
Oh, he's driving a Hummer.
Cabbage, you hate France, but you also do a little bit of like Rome Total Wars on your channel and shit. And you're even surprised that you have 27 subscribers, right?
What do you mean? No, apparently now it's 200 and something.
200 and something?
I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize. People seem to keep turning up. I don't know where they come from. There must be some kind of breeding ground. Freaks, stop it.
Some kind of breeding ground. Kind of like France. Maybe they're all French people. Just love your content.
Oh my god! If they are, then I'll have to delete the channel.
You can check your statistics.
No, I'm just looking at it now. No, I don't. I saw it the other day, and it was like, what the fuck? Because normally you get notified of the extra subscribers or whatever. But no, I'm up to 128 now. There we go. Don't know how that happened. Strange, but you know, it's a weird world that we're living in.
Yeah, absolutely. But you did have a couple of things you wanted to talk about, so let's start with one of those, and we'll see where the conversation goes, people. It always goes in odd directions.
Okay, so which one you want to start with?
Let's start with the first one. That sounds a little like a better one.
The only one we've looked at.
No, the first one is this one, which is the deep state one. Deep State Unmasked, State Department on hidden camera. Resist everything. I have nothing to lose. Federal employee for the State Department, right? At every level, F shit up. Democratic Socialists of America embedded in federal government position, actively resistant. And then they name people. This is something most people don't do. They name State Department employees. Stuart Carfa does work for the State Department while on the taxpayer's dime. I'm careful about it. I don't leave a paper trail. I have nothing to lose. It's impossible to fire federal employees.
Wait,
yeah, it's like a fucking... It's like a teacher on tenure.
Ethics officer fails to recognize breach on ethics form. Somebody just rubber stamps it and it goes forward.
Well, nobody would ever do something like that. I mean, these are very important things that folks would look through, and they'd obviously vet and check and ask questions.
Oh, I'm sure. And, you know, Senator McCain, before he died, he actually read the bills he passed. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, but did he really die? I don't know. I think he was already...
No. Hey. Senator McCain no longer with us.
Elvis conspiracy here, Kevin.
I
Senator McCain's in the...
I think he was an animatronic for the last 10 years of his life.
With the Democrat Socialists of America, not with his employer. He told an undercover Project Veritas journalist that he performs DSA activism while at work for the State Department. He explained that he drafts DSA communications while he's on the job at the State Department.
Oh, Project Veritas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they have him on tape.
well, were they leading him there? Like, I mean, were they like?
It doesn't
getting him out
matter
of
if he's
contact?
willing to say it. Doesn't matter how he got there. If he's willing to say it, then there's some element of truth, minimum.
He also admits on behalf of the DSA he monitors the Virginia political news online while at work. You could put 2 and 2 together probably. It's like web traffic. So with web traffic, I mean, I could just make the case before the court of law that I'm going to the Virginia sort of campaign finance website, that I'm just interested in what people are doing politically. But they also go and look at the DSA minutes and like officer positions, they'll be like, that's weird. You are the co-chair of the Electoral Caucus, and you spent 3 hours on the Virginia campaign finance website?
Well, he was obviously doing it within the scope and course of his employment.
No, he works for the State Department. What does that have to do with the state of Virginia?
Oh, that doesn't have to do with his job.
No, it has nothing to do with his job.
So he's just spending time while at work, just perusing relevant websites.
Instead of doing his job at work that he's hired by the State Department for, he is engaging in political activity for the Democrat Socialists of America.
Yeah, but the rest of them are just on Pornhub and not doing their job anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is a very fair point.
Fucking,
is he doing anything illegal here,
yes,
or just doing what?
It is very illegal. We take seriously any allegation of the violation of the Hatch Act and financial disclosure rules, and are closely reviewing this matter. This is a personal matter. We can't comment any further at this time.
Was he visiting public websites, or was he using government?
No. That's not a public website.
Oh,
okay. You understand what he said here? He is an officer for the DSA.
What specifically is that?
The DSA, the Democrat Socialists of America.
Okay, so that's his political affiliation. Gotcha.
He's a party member of the DSA, and he's one of the officials.
Okay.
He was a co-chair of the Electoral Caucus
for the Democratic Socialists.
Yep. And he spent 3 hours on the Virginia campaign finance website.
He was doing research
for what?
His political activities.
All right. While he's at the State Department.
Well, that sounds like a problem. But again, as MD said,
sounds like a problem.
If you're going to have the guy for wasting work, which is fine, you're also going to have to view the traffic of other folks.
Political activity as a member of the government. That is illegal. That is highly illegal.
Because he works for the state.
Because he works for the government.
Federal or state?
The federal government. He works for the State Department.
Oh, but he campaigns with the state's Democratic Social Party, so he was doing outside of work political activities while he was working for the federal government.
Yes.
Oh, is that illegal?
Yes. That's highly illegal.
Oh, that blows for him.
Well, so who's the whistleblower that came out and outed this himself? He blew the whistle on himself, or what?
No, Veritas. Project Veritas caught him on camera.
Oh, see, they do great work. I love their Planned Parenthood. Yeah, I love their Planned Parenthood videos. They're fucking amazing. Watch them every night at dinner time. Anyway,
what? Oh my god.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Some of those folks, and I need to take an alternative opinion here because I'm sure nobody else may not want to do it, but are they entrapping some of those people or leading them sometimes? Because I swear well, okay, fine. But here's the thing. There are a number of lawsuits, and I get it. You're trying to expose corruption and shit like that, and hey, you know what? Power to you. But a lot of the times, I swear, a lot of these things get set up probably via Tinder date or OkCupid.
Show me an example of what you mean of them doing it.
Okay, because what it seems like, at least for, I believe, of some of the
I want a specific example.
They were out at restaurants. Okay. Like the shadow banning and stuff like that for Twitter. In that particular
I'm
case,
talking about Veritas. You're accusing Veritas of engaging in this activity.
No,
Give me an example
I'm
where
asking you guys a
Veritas is doing it.
question. If it seems like, and I understand, hey, you're getting the information however you can, and I mean any type of non-completely overt activities, yeah, you're going to have some veil of whatever, because it seems like a lot of times these folks are out on a date with somebody, wherever it is, and they're kind of buttering them up. So what I'm saying is, at times, some folks they may embellish certain things that they're saying to try to impress an individual. So is it not possible that on occasion some of these folks are just, oh yeah, we shadow ban people all the time, trying to act like the big dude in town to impress a girl?
You think that's a concern? You really think that's an issue?
Oh no, I mean, if shit like this is going on, I mean, that sounds like a major problem, because now you're talking about like bias stuff and like cores of the
that's a
internet.
major problem? What did Papadopoulos get charged with?
Being drunk.
Okay.
Wait.
Lying to the FBI is what he just went into, and that's the exact thing that the FBI did. And I didn't hear you complaining about that, did I?
Well, no, and didn't Project Veritas expose Acorn? And that was some bullshit.
What?
They were taking government fucking funds, government funds, and giving them to fucking pimps. And then the fucking person, yeah, you didn't hear about the Acorn scandal? Oh,
no,
MC,
I heard there was some shady shit going on, and I thought it had gotten shut down.
Well, theoretically, yes, they did shut it down, but it really just opened up under a different name because it's all part of the same bullshit.
Okay.
All right. The thing is that they have exposed these guys because of what they've been doing. All right. These guys are liars. These guys are a problem. All right. He doesn't believe that he's going to be caught. Maybe someday I'll go before a board of elections jail. Probably not.
Wait, is that what he said?
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of incriminating.
Kinda? Come on. Kinda?
In one exchange, his attitude to the current administration's official policies appeared to conflict.
No, that's like saying Milo.
Being an impartial State Department employee. Karfa says, resist everything at every level. Fuck shit up.
That's like Milo fucking saying I'm kinda gay. I seriously, dude, kinda? Really?
Yeah, MC, the last bit that you were just saying, is that what he actually said?
Yes. That's a quote. Resist everything, every level.
Ooh, yeah, that's yeah, he sounds like he's kind of fucked.
Well, and I asked you this.
I'll bet he has a clearance.
I'll
bet he has a clearance. I'll bet all this stuff is going on there.
No. Is this part of the Hatch Act or something like that? Where you're not supposed to be.
Hatch Act is part of this as well. Yeah.
Okay, so that's basically if you are not, as a federal employee, you're not supposed to engage in actual political activity while you're basically on work hours. Okay,
but the fact that he's saying I'm going to resist these policy changes by the government and that are coming from the administration. That's also illegal as well. That's sabotage.
But he works for the federal government.
Yes, he works for free.
The president is in charge of the federal government.
Yes, he does.
Oh, that sounds like a problem, man. That's at the minimum. That's insubordination.
No, that's sabotage because he said he's going to screw things up. They can charge. This guy could go away in prison for a long period of time if they actually decide to throw the book at him. If they can prove that he's ever done anything like that, which I suspect that they probably have evidence, right? He could go to jail for quite a while.
Okay,
all I have to do is he was sabotaging policy.
Real quick, my phone just flashed breaking news. Trump says Kavanaugh doesn't deserve what is happening after sexual assault allegations. We don't have to talk about that right now. We can keep going with what we're doing. I just saw it flash up right now. So I'm guessing President Trump put out some tweets.
Oh, God. He's just ignited. What the hell else is going on in the news? Because if he's going to send that out right now, a lot of folks aren't going to take too kindly to that. And a lot of folks are going to blow the hell up about it. Because every time President Trump does something like that, my question is, what the heck is actually going on?
He just threw a trap, and they're going to bite on it.
Well, yeah.
That's exactly what he did.
Do you think Kavanaugh is going to be confirmed?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Next week, well, unless there's something that totally comes out of the left field, right? This is not going to derail the nomination.
Are we sure for like
Yep.
some of the key votes? So like the Republicans, like if 1 or 2 Republicans jump, like he's not getting confirmed. Are any of them actively in states where?
Nope.
So none of it could jeopardize any of their races.
There's only 3 Democrats that said anything at all, and 2 of them won't say anything really. They're just saying we need to look at this, and the other ones that have been said that she needs an opportunity to speak. Well, she has an opportunity to speak on Monday. They've invited her to show up on Monday.
Yeah, they're gonna put them both on the fucking seat
because she won't show up. I'm telling you now.
She's gonna perjure herself.
From what they're doing, from what's been going on, she won't show up because they will ask her specific questions. And if some of the rumors are true, if any of the rumors are true, she's done. How are they going to put an activist, a known freaking left-wing activist, on that thing where they're going to bring all of that out? The Republicans are going to just chew her up and spit her out. And one of the rumors that I heard, all right, would just absolutely devastate her. She would be totally toast if it's true. And I suspect that it might be because she's a freaking activist.
Well, now you have to tell us what the rumor is, unless it's classified.
Well, the rumor is that this isn't the first judge she said this about.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not it wouldn't be the same story. Like under,
if she's made the accusation about another justice, okay, especially if the rest of the rumor is true, which is she sent a mail, the same thing, a letter to Dianne Feinstein before saying more or less the same thing about a different official. A different justice that was going up for confirmation, her credibility is going to be gone completely. There won't be any evidence of this.
Yeah, no, MC. Now, wasn't there something about like Senator Feinstein had heard about like this allegation? Like she actually had a piece of paper from this particular individual. Yeah, but this was like back several months ago, right?
Yes, she had the letter in July.
And held on to it.
What the fuck? That's not political maneuvering at all.
Now, are they holding on it, or do you think she was kind of just holding on it and just because she was maybe questioning the validity? Is that kind of what you're...
She supposedly was
bringing it up last second
because supposedly she was doing it because she said she wanted to. The person said that they didn't want their name out there, so she was respecting her right to anonymity. All right, and then you find out other actions this woman is taking. Like she went ahead and scrubbed all of her social media accounts in preparation for this, so that nobody could see. Before her name got out there, before they outed her name, they basically made sure that all of her social media accounts, right, were scrubbed.
Well, there's going to be a record of that somewhere. So I mean, to do that, maybe she just didn't want a lot of folks bringing up like
Twitter and Facebook going to sit up there and out her. Do you think they're gonna sit up there and actually show anybody? Well, yeah, she was saying this stuff earlier. You think anybody in Twitter on Twitter or anybody on Facebook is going to say, well, she's lying now, so we need to out her? These are left-wing organizations that'll do everything they can to protect her. And how long would it take for them to actually, if they decide to, no, hold on. This is a ploy. How long would it take to actually go through the process of saying, okay, we want to subpoena these records? Then we got to dig them up. We got to weigh. This is all political posturing and bullshit.
Well, didn't the Wall Street Journal say something earlier? Because I remember at least when Styx did his video, he said the Wall Street Journal had some questions or something.
Oh yeah, the Wall Street Journal has come out and said this is all bullshit because this is getting tiresome now. Everybody sees this. But I'll tell you what, I will be surprised if she does show up because I don't think she's going to show up. She will not show up.
Okay, well, here's the thing. What if it was true? Here's the thing. Like, if this was your daughter or something like that, and shit happened.
Oh, I'm sorry. What if Kavanaugh was my son and being falsely accused?
Oh, no.
How would I feel about that?
No, that's a fair argument.
You know, it's always one-sided. Well, how would you like it if it was your daughter? Well, how would I feel if this was my son? And he's getting falsely accused on this of something that supposedly she came out with 30 years after it happened.
There were apparently therapist records and stuff. So
she can't tell you the year.
Wait,
she can't tell you where it happened. She can't tell you any relevant details aside from it was this guy and this other guy threw him off of her. And when they interviewed that guy said it's all bollocks and it didn't happen.
Well, no, yeah.
Well, I mean,
this
technically
smells like
he'd be
chocolate
implicated.
pudding.
So, I mean, that could be an argument there too.
This
But,
smells
no,
like
I hear you.
What would he be implicated in? He supposedly was the one who pulled Kavanaugh off of him.
No, he jumped on them, but he may have been implicated as an accessory to I don't know, sexual assault or something.
Come on, that's just nonsense.
Yeah, I'm just, dude. I'm entertaining the idea, dude. Like, if it did happen, I mean, there would be like some evidence, or there would have been something said to somebody. I mean, you would think. I mean, it doesn't always happen.
30 years ago, statute of limitations.
Dude, if this was a Supreme Court justice and this did happen, I don't know. I mean, should folks have the right to know and stuff? I mean,
yeah, but memes, you have statute of limitations, so.
I don't know criminally, but I mean, this isn't a question of appointments. Like,
what evidence is there 30 years later?
No, I don't see any evidence. It's hearsay, man.
So this guy needs to have his name dragged through the mud by a frickin' left-wing radical activist. And that's okay, because you know that the right-wing radical activists would never do something like that. And you don't want to know why?
Well, no, I mean, if people are just playing politics, then that's crap.
No, a right-wing activist wouldn't, memes. You know why? Because nobody else in the press would print it.
No.
Would they?
Well, no, but if you're called to come before Congress,
the Daily
are you
Stormer,
actually able?
Well, yeah. See, somebody would publish it.
The Daily Stormer would be widely picked up and talked about on ESPN and or CNN and MSNBC day after day after day, right?
Well, that depends on what folks are interested in.
Come on now, memes, be honest.
Well, I mean, I'm not, dude. I'm not.
Well, here's the thing. And does this guy look like he deserves to get dragged through the mud like this?
Well, I mean, he is a very dapper-looking individual. Okay, yes, he looks like an individual. If I were to just Google Supreme Court justice, I would assume if I boiled down all previous Supreme Court justices, it would look like Brett Kavanaugh.
Does he deserve this? Especially if it's untrue?
If this is bullshit, he doesn't deserve this at all, and this is a witch hunt.
Okay, so now where have we seen this happening before?
That would stuff like that would never happen anywhere in society over a political thing or.
Well, no, but I have a question.
It's never happened before, like with what Anita Hill did, right?
I have a question because I actually don't know the answer. If you're called before Congress, aren't you obligated to go? Don't you have to go?
Not if you haven't been subpoenaed.
No, that's what he said. If you are subpoenaed, because even Roger Clemens got called before Congress.
You can be subpoenaed. They'd have to issue a subpoena.
Okay, no, fair enough. My kids walked through the door home from school, so I didn't hear your answer. Sorry about that.
They can compel you to attend, yes. But of course, Democrats they don't have to actually show up. They've already demonstrated that repeatedly. All right, several people were subpoenaed by Congress that were part of the Hillary email scandal and said, well, we're just not going to show up, and they never did. And
that's because they had immunity, so it didn't matter to them because they were already given that little star so they could just run through everything.
They didn't have immunity. They had limited immunity about several things, and they refused to even show up. And their reasoning was, well, we're just going to plead the fifth anyway.
To be fair, I mean, that at the time, I remember that happening. I'm like, if these guys have immunity, why the fuck aren't they even showing up? I mean, that kind of seems like a load of crap.
They have to show up. If they have immunity for it, it means that they have to tell everybody exactly what happened.
That's why they got immunity, right?
That's why you give immunity, to make sure that they're telling their story. And they said they weren't going to tell their story. They were going to sit up there and plead the fifth the entire time.
That seems a bit shady.
What do you mean it seems a bit shady? Come on.
Yeah, like if you have immunity, why wouldn't you show up? And I mean, if you don't show up, isn't that the whole?
Wasn't using his office to go after Trump to pursue a political agenda against Trump, right? And they weren't illegally spying on him, and they weren't making up evidence on him, all right, that they claimed that they knew. That wasn't really happening, was it, Memes?
I don't know if we know that President Obama. A lot of folks did not.
Did I say President Obama?
Okay, no, I wasn't sure. I know some folks had. I
said Stork.
I misheard. I may have jumped.
I said Peter Stork, and I do believe that Obama was aware of it.
He probably knew about something. The actual full details we don't necessarily know. His approval, I have no fucking idea. But yeah, that guy seemed to. Yeah, he got fired, right?
Was meeting with them and meeting with the administration, all right, on a constant basis to keep them updated about it. We know that took place.
No, so he was kind of like, what was it, that one of those IT guys from the FBI from House of Cards?
I don't know how.
Nobody here has actively watched it. No, there was an FBI kind of handler. He kind of started handling a hacker, and he was kind of like setting guys up. Now Peter Strzok, but he got canned, right?
He needs to go to jail. Everything needs to be
committed crimes.
That's what they've been hiding. Is how criminal this whole situation was. You got to remember they're still denying the fact that they were illegally wiretapping them. They're still saying no. The FISA warrant. There's other stuff that was in the FISA warrant.
They weren't wiretapped.
Yeah, but the FISA warrants are bullshit too. The FISA warrants are bullshit too.
Exactly.
It's all fucking held secret. It's secret fucking tribunals. It's like the goddamn witch trials. This shit is fucking ridiculous.
Well, no, and out of hand. You guys overstate that when you make that comment. This is just going in front of a justice to sit up there and get a warrant to do a wiretap is not the same thing as a frickin' witch trial.
Then why do you need the special FISA warrant? Why don't you just get a real warrant?
Because you're talking about classified information, supposedly.
It's the witch trial is not necessarily a direct equivalent.
Mad Dodge. It did get abused. I'm not going to deny that because that's obvious. But the reason is just to get a warrant to continue the search. It's not the same thing as saying we're holding a trial in secret.
Now, MC, is it possible that this was just sheer ignorance on a bunch of folks not really paying attention?
No, it's not possible.
No, I'm not talking about Peter Strzok or anybody that's been canned for those actions there. Could a lot of the other folks in this just been kind of just going along? Oh, here's standard paper. We stamp this, we go through.
Which other folks are you talking about?
Well, I don't know. Aren't there other names and stuff?
Yeah, they're the ones that were directing them. Their bosses where they were feeding the information to. The ones that were leaking like a sieve to the frickin' press.
Oh, well, they're actually naming them in an unredacted form now, right?
They will be, yeah.
So the system will play itself out, right?
And you know whose names are going to be on there?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I can tell you right now some of the names that are going to be on there. Andrew McCabe's name is going to be on there. Rod Rosenstein's name is going to be on there. Sally Yates's name is going to be on there. All right. These are all officials like this. And what's more, what else is he's releasing? He's also releasing all the rest of the text messages between Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, where they are talking directly about how they're working with people in the press to release these stories so that they can use that then as evidence to go to the FISA court and say, look, there's still more stuff out here. That's why we have to continue the warrant.
Well, we need to kill the FISA court, but the chat has a question. Joshua Janice in the chat says, do you guys think anyone's going to actually go to prison for it? He is 50-50.
Yep, I do. McCabe is going to freaking lose is going to jail. Strzok will end up going to jail. Lisa Page may walk because she'll cut a deal. Now, what happens to Yates, who also should go to jail over this? We don't know. All right, what happens to Lynch, whose name is all over this as well? We don't know. But McCabe is going to jail. The only question I have about going to jail is whether or not Rod Rosenstein goes to jail as well.
It's just if somebody didn't actively commit a crime, or if they were.
It sounds like they did, though.
What happens if someone superior directs them to do something? Like is there
They
some
are
level
committing
of like
crimes.
mitigation there?
No. Memes are just trying to come up with excuses to excuse their criminal behavior. These are crimes. To lie to a FISA court is a crime. To frickin' falsify evidence, all right, is a crime.
Are
To
we
that evidence to
do
a
we
court
have
is a
evidence that they
crime.
knew that the documentation was actually bullshit?
Yes, they knew that they knew that the entire Steele dossier was where it came from, who was doing it, and everything else. Bruce Orr will go to jail too.
Yeah, the goddamn DNC paid for it. They fucking set the whole fucking thing in motion. It is bullshit.
No. Well, here's the thing. If there were crimes committed, these folks should have their day in court.
The problem with that is that they're being protected by the press, and they're being protected by people within the Justice Department who are hiding the evidence.
But stuff is coming out. No. Dude, that's all I'm saying, dude. No, if crimes are committed and what?
Slowly stuff is coming out, and the whole purpose of slowly coming out is to get people to say, well, yeah, this has been going on, and then I just don't care about it anymore. And they've got a lot of people already at that point.
Okay.
Just like Hillary's emails where she was committing crimes, and you don't want her held accountable.
I'm not sure if I ever said that, because if there are actual crimes, I mean that's something. I try not to be quick to crucify another individual. Okay, you know what, MC? Okay, let's fully entertain what you guys are saying. All right, there is massive corruption and everything going on within governmental agencies. What happens if we just start listing all the names for everybody that's committed some form of a crime or what may be construed as a crime? If that is the case, and we just start naming all the names, what happens?
A lot of people will hopefully go to jail.
Okay, no, but no, okay. Let's fully entertain this out. So if all of a sudden they're going against folks of certain political beliefs, what ends up happening if all of a sudden? Because I don't think it's strictly either side or that side.
So you want to play the cocks on both houses. Both sides are guilty of this. No. We shouldn't be actually holding anybody.
No. MC. No. What I'm saying is, if all of a sudden we get to that point, someone starts naming this folks, and we investigate everything, if we just start having folks potentially even making stuff up to try to tear everyone else down as they're going down, like what happens?
You've already got that happening now. This is the problem, memes. It's just, the entire Steele dossier is exactly what you just said. They were making stuff up.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking problem. If it's not the truth, dude, it's not the truth. And if you're fucking lying about that to try to fucking get warrants and shit, that sounds like complete bullshit.
They're trying to do it to harm a duly elected president of the United States. Do you think there might be a problem here? And then you got to also take a look now at what the press has been doing, because they know all this too. Does MSNBC sit up there and tell anybody that, oh my God, the Steele dossier is full of freaking holes and it was never verified? No, they repeat the lie that it was verified.
Well, their audience probably doesn't want to hear that.
It doesn't matter what their audience wants. What's the press? The press is colluding with this criminal activity.
Well, actually, hold on. You said they were releasing all those text messages, right?
They are.
And there's rumors,
I guarantee you
that none of
them will be talked about on MSNBC. The stored messages that have already been released have not been talked about on MSNBC at all.
Oh, I kind of doubt there would be much coverage on it. But here's the thing, MC. If those text messages are released, and let's fully entertain your idea, and if they are, as you said, stating that they are literally colluding with media corporations, and if they actually happen to name certain folks that they were working with there, again, would the system not play itself out?
No, but if, and they have to name the people, what about the goddamn Democratic fucking debate? We already know they're colluding with them. We already know who's doing the collusion. This is all fucking ridiculous, memes. Sorry, then I feel like we're dogpiling you. So I want you to be able to respond properly.
No, it's fair, man. It's fair, dude. If
like
there
the
is
facts are out there.
It's just, do we actually? I'm going to err on. Let me run the assimilation that it's ignorance before maliciousness. If there's proof of maliciousness, then hey, at that point, if you ain't going to owe up to it and you're just going to keep bullshitting,
Right. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Okay. How does a classified email get placed on an unclassified system?
Oh, you put your own server in a bathroom.
That's it?
You also are kind of skirting. What was it? Probably
No, memes. How do you actually get classified information off of a classified computer onto a non-classified computer?
You log in via iCloud.
No, you don't log in. You can't.
You can't.
No.
So Anthony Weiner's laptop, if Uma Abedin had logged in, it wouldn't just auto-populate?
That's right. It will not log in.
Really? For iOS too?
You can log into iOS. You can log into unclassified systems.
You would need a government VPN?
You cannot log. Nope. Even with a VPN, you cannot log onto a classified system.
So you would physically need to transfer the files then?
Okay, finally we're getting somewhere. You have to physically remove it from one site to put it on another. How is that accidental?
Well, isn't that illegal?
Yes, it's highly illegal.
Oh, wait, didn't we put that kid was in a sub that took a picture?
Yes.
Or something? Didn't we put him in the jail?
This is exactly how you end up with classified information on Hillary's server. Who went to jail for that? Who did they identify with taking classified information and placing it on an unclassified system?
Didn't they put one like the Huawei brothers in jail or something?
No. The Huawei brothers, that was an entire different scenario. That's with the DNC and the DNC crap.
Well, no, and I think Hillary should be in jail strictly for Benghazi, which I guess is now a conspiracy theory. Last I checked, the dude actually died, and she literally fucking stood there or sat there and said, why does it even matter anymore? Motherfucker, what? Like, this was an ambassador. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
No, but it goes back to this whole thing. Were crimes committed? With these emails, crimes were committed because they had to be. It couldn't have happened any other way, memes. There's literally no other way to do this. All right? And yet nobody is being held accountable for it. Not any of Hillary's people. Not one of them have been identified as the ones who took classified information intentionally from a classified system and placed it on an unclassified system. Not one. And the person responsible for finding out who those people were was who, memes?
Oh, whoever was in the State Department or whoever.
No.
Was it other than the Obama administration at the time?
Well, it was somebody in the Obama administration, but who was it? It was Peter Strzok, the very person who started a freaking illegal campaign. Well, you're right. I can't pronounce his name. I apologize.
He imagines him as a large, lanky bird.
So the same person who starts an illegal freaking campaign against Trump with illegal investigations looking up any kind of dirt was also the one who was responsible for determining who took classified information from a classified network and placed it on an unclassified computer, because you have to do it by hand. You can't do it electronically. It isn't something that just something goes magically through the air and this happens to.
Wait. So he was also investigating the investigation.
He was also in charge of Hillary's email. He was the primary one in charge of the Hillary email scandal.
But that was before the other thing, right?
No, he was doing it simultaneously.
Oh, that could be a conflict of interest.
A conflict? Come on, memes. You either have to accept the fact that these people were utterly corrupt and need to go to jail. When are you going to admit this? Because they rely on people like you, memes, to sit up there and keep denying their own criminal activity when it's staring you in the face.
Well, they committed a crime. They show up in court.
Real quick though, John Doe in the chat says, "MC, how do you know it can't be done?" MC, you were in military intelligence, correct? And that's all we really need to say, right? I mean,
I've worked with classified information. You can't transfer classified information onto an unclassified system.
There's no way to do it.
Nope. There is no way to do it.
You know,
So,
it's really amusing to watch you two go back and forth and back and forth. The screaming grandfather versus the mellow child.
The smart aleck kid who just keeps coming back with, well, can't it be like this? Can't I get my cookie?
and this is why I don't have a
And eat it
girlfriend.
too?
Oh, memes. That actually makes me sad a little bit. I thought you guys were gonna make up after the wave. But
We're
anyway.
saying we're working on it. She's at the gym.
So you're not totally broken up yet.
Yeah, we kind of were. I'm sappy.
Yeah, no,
So you're
no,
holding
and that's personal shit. We don't have to do that to memes right now. He just got yelled at for half an hour. I mean, we don't have to beat poor the dragon. You know, it doesn't have to be Skyrim.
No. Let's make MC angrier. MC, is there really no other way to get information? Like, because I mean, I pretty much almost every lock always has a key. I mean, it might be out of feasibility. What I'm saying is it might be outside the line of feasibility.
No,
but there's no way.
There's no way to do that. There is no way without physically moving it. There's no way to do it. You have to take some kind of physical action to do it. There's no other way. It cannot be done electronically.
So somebody snuck in a flash drive. Don't they check that shit when you work with classified information?
Wait. Are you sure Anthony Weiner wasn't just downloading some porn from one computer to another?
Well, no. This is a real question, though.
Into our most classified networks.
Yeah, this is a real question, though.
Maybe one very fancy porn.
I would like argue that they would check for a flash drive or what have you.
They do not frisk you every time you go in and out of a classified skiff.
Really? Because you get searched every time you go into a federal courthouse.
You can still walk through with stuff. Unless it's a danger, you can still walk through with stuff.
Oh, wait. This is from one of those locations? Skiff location?
How else do you think a skiff is where
that's what HA has been saying for like the past year or so, right?
Well, he talks about a skiff is a secure.
He's mostly a live streamer now.
It's a secure information facility. Okay. And it's where classified information can be out in the open.
Dade in the chat says, well, I'll read exactly what he says. Hey, Dodge, if you bothered to watch MC's earlier live stream, you know they ain't gonna make up. Yeah, I haven't got to watch that yet. I actually haven't watched any of my feed because I've been dealing with some bullshit this morning. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, and it's all fucking done and over.
Speaking of which, how's your classes going?
I start the new class again on Tuesday. I restarted it, but yeah, it's all good. I talked to my rep today, actually. All set up, good.
Good. Okay.
Cabby, are you still here, dude? I asked you in the side chat, but you've been muted, and this is some shit you would usually talk about.
He fell asleep. He was tired.
It is past midnight, therefore.
If we could unmute him right now, he'd probably be snoring. Don't actually unmute him.
No, I can't. I can mute people, but I can't unmute them. They have to unmute themselves.
Oh, that'd be creepy.
Like I said in the chat a bunch of times, it's an open mic night. We're just bullshitting here, really. Memes and MC, that was a nice, good back and forth. I'm sorry about the background noise. I messed up and gave the kids one soda. Now they're trying to steal all my soda. So that's
at least it's not your burrito.
Oh yeah, go all Deadpool on their ass.
Oh well. Here's the thing. Even earlier, even while I was just kind of listening at work, just the sheer fact that I just kind of pop in, say hi, and maybe throw the occasional question in there. MC was not a fan, which hey, I mean, I get it. You got your perspective. I got mine.
What's your perspective? Your perspective is just to avoid seeing the obvious.
No, I'm just running through the scenarios, man. Because here's the thing: you shouldn't be quick to crucify another person, or at least that's how I try to be. If there's evidence, then it'll play itself out, right?
I resent the inference.
It won't. No, wait a minute. No, MC. Let me handle this for a second. Okay, if there's evidence, it'll play its fucking self out. Yeah, it will for me and you. Okay, if they have evidence that you stabbed a bitch, you're gonna go to fucking prison. Now, the thing is, for somebody like Hillary goddamn Clinton and all her fucking ilk, Podesta, his fucking ilk, fucking all the people we've been talking about here tonight, also, they will not get fucking charged. They're gonna walk away, and it's fucking bullshit. While you have people like, I know MC's gonna fuck me over for this. You got people like goddamn Edward Snowden that have to hide somewhere in Russia. The fucking stay okay when he was a goddamn whistleblower, and he should have been fucking okay because we have a whistleblower law. And then you have people like fucking Julian Assange locked up in a goddamn embassy because he's scared to go outside or he's going to get fucking arrested. Like it's fucking the 1700s and he's in a cathedral.
It amazes me sometimes when some of these people who you want to sit up there and hold up as freaking heroes, all right, don't have the freaking strength of their convictions. And then when you point out other things about these supposed heroes, all right, Julian Assange right now could walk out. And yes, he would be arrested. He would be arrested because he broke the law in Great Britain.
He originally ran because he had false rape allegations. Let's not forget that. And they were dropped because they were false.
But he could have stood up there and stood against those false allegations and defended himself. He chose not to. He chose instead to break the law, all right, in order to quote unquote flee away, and now has trapped himself in an embassy. Nobody's after his life. No one's going to sit up there and do anything to him. He will get arrested in England. His big fear he keeps talking about is that, well, they'll turn him over to the United States when we haven't charged him, all right, for anything. We don't have him charged in absentia or anything else. We don't even have charges pending against him. He made up a theory in his own mind that the U.S. was out to get him no matter what, right? And he freaking broke the law to sit up there and run. He could walk out of that jail tomorrow. And the reality is, with the kind of politics that go on in England, unfortunately, is he probably wouldn't end up in an English jail. All right, I'm not going to deny that. Because for crying out loud, if you freaking make a joke in England and it's the wrong kind of joke, you could freaking end up in jail.
So he's posted too many memes.
I don't think it's not a posting of memes. It's that he broke the law when he ran. He stood up there and agreed to say, "Okay, I'll come back to court," and he intentionally avoided going back to court.
Wait a minute, though. Broke the law from running from a false allegation that was initially dropped. That's like telling me my only charge is resisting or resisting arrest.
No,
like that's the only charge. Like there's no arrest. But I resisted.
No, this was something different. He stood up there and jumped bail, basically.
Fair enough. I'll grant you that. Fair enough. All right.
Here's the thing. At least at this current point in society, before, yes, there's an argument back in the day. If all of a sudden, like 4, 5, and 7, the major channels and stuff, if they just kind of overlook something, a lot of folks they wouldn't know because that's all that's going on. But with the internet now and everything, if information is coming forward, it is going to go through a cycle. It's going to go through the alternative information network, and it's going to make the rounds. And eventually, if there's something actually there, I mean, it's got to rise to the surface at some point, right?
Well, no, in memes, you wanted to push MC's buttons. This is how we do it. Okay, MC. I believe that WikiLeaks is a needed thing. I believe whistleblowers are fucking needed. I think we need to know what the government's goddamn doing because we're supposed to be in control of the government, not the other goddamn way around. Go ahead, sir.
I don't disagree with that.
Way to go, MD.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Go memes. You try. God damn it.
Here's the thing. If there's been a point in time where we've been spending $30,000 on toilet seats for something, and it's going towards some secret thing that is going to be the bestest, baddest in the world, I expect us to have a number of things that we don't actively see on a daily basis that are the baddest ass in the world.
Then you're not watching frickin' reality.
I like to believe we have a repertoire of some of the most badass shit in the world.
That's fine to say that, but has it occurred to you that every time we have a secret, within 5 years we out it?
Not always.
Really? Want to name one we've kept?
Not off the top of my head.
All right. We couldn't keep the atomic bomb secret for more than what, 2 years? All right.
Was that all that was needed?
We couldn't keep, no, because the Soviets got it. Okay.
Well, they're smart people.
As soon as we developed stealth technology, we had a president going all over the world telling people that we had it. As soon as we developed a neutron bomb, we had that same self-president walking around telling everybody that we had it. Okay, we can't in the United States today, when it comes to some kind of secret device of some sort, right? Nobody keeps their mouth shut.
Well, that's because it's cool. It's not impossible. It's improbable.
What do you mean improbable? It doesn't happen.
Well, maybe we haven't heard about it because people are being good.
Okay.
I'm asking you to prove a negative. Yes. I use that argument.
Have you ever heard anything like that, where something was kept secret? The only thing that gets kept secret on any kind of long-term basis, right, are little nuggets about personal details of officials. For example, very many people did not know and didn't know for decades that President Teddy Roosevelt was blinded in one eye by one of his security detail.
Oh no shit! What the hell happened?
He was working out and he decided to have a boxing sparring match, and the guy hit him in the head, in the eye, and basically blinded him.
While he was president?
Yes.
I mean, was he his trainer, or is he just fighting with his Secret Service detail?
He was basically, doing it with a Secret Service detail.
I mean, is it illegal to hit the president?
Well, not if he's telling you, let's spar.
But still, it's like your job is to guard the guy and you blind him. I mean, that's almost kind of like Goldberg and Bret Hart. I'm sorry, MD.
Yeah, I hate that memory too because I watched that match live. But no, they're like, okay. So the chat brought up, I think it was Vash actually, brought up the war on drugs. You said the way to end the war on drugs, is to pass laws, obviously. I think the way to end the war on drugs is the same way they started it and reduce the scheduling. Do you want to dig into that? If not, there's another topic here, MC. Last night I was arguing with a gentleman over on Tom Penoid's channel about the Convention of States, and he was taking your side. And actually, his channel, I don't remember what it is at the moment. I believe he joined my Discord because I want to talk to him again about it.
Penoid.
But no, not Penoid, not Penoid. The other guy. But no, he's going through the Federalist Papers on his channel right now. So we're going through the Civil War. He's doing the Federalist Papers, and I had the anti-Federalist argument to where they went in there to correct a few things in the fucking original document, and then they created a whole new document without representatives. Like, really, they were sent there to do one job and they did the other.
They were the representatives. Stop that with the don't come back and say that this was just a group of people that were handpicked by the president or something.
They were people he didn't like, MC.
Yeah, mainly Hamilton. Hamilton could suck a fucking fat one, and I'm glad he got what he got. Fuck Hamilton. Oh, the fucking bank? Really, the bank? Oh,
hold on. No, there's actually another. No, guys.
We're talking about a convention of states, all right? And a convention of states is completely legal within the documentation
of the new Constitution, not of the fucking.
When you talk about the Articles of Confederation, the Articles of Confederation
was a perpetual union. No, the Articles of Confederation
were completely flawed, and any attempt to fix them, all right, the folly of which to try and quote unquote fix that document that was completely flawed, that everybody recognized was flawed, except for people like Mad Dodge, all right, who still can't recognize that it was attempted again during the Confederacy and failed in the Confederacy. So come back and say that it was done.
Man, I did move it off my desk because, you know, I pretty much know what I'm talking about in the Constitution. But I can go grab it again, and I could read you verbatim what it was, and it wasn't that flawed. So
it was flawed. Otherwise, because what was happening was the states were not doing it. There was no mechanism to actually enforce the mandates that were specified within the Articles of Confederation. That was the flaw. That was what was happening. You had states that were creating their own currency. You had states that were placing tariffs on other states' goods. Okay, all of this was illegal according to the Articles of Confederation. And you stand there saying, wait a minute here, it wasn't flawed. No, it was flawed, and you couldn't just fix it. You couldn't just say, well, how are you going to fix it without increasing federal power? There was no other way to fix this. To say that somehow, oh, okay, they'll agree to it this time? They had already agreed to it before they weren't listening to it. How could you, without a federal system, how are you going to sit up there and continue this? You come back and say and make these kind of comments, and then you take a look and you argue about this again with the Confederacy. You saw the Confederacy survived for less than 4 years.
Yes, in 4 years because of a goddamn tyrannical.
No, because it didn't matter if it was that tyrannical person or another tyrannical person. It showed that it was impossible. That they couldn't stand together and create a nation with that mindset. If they couldn't stand up to somebody who really looked upon them as their brothers and basically tried to do it in the most efficient, but at the same time,
wait till we get to fucking Reconstruction.
How are you going to go
about they fucking like cared about them? Don't give me that fucking bullshit.
Take a look at the way the Europeans handled it. You take a look at how the Europeans
whole generation was fucking. Fuck you, dude. The whole fucking generation was disenfranchised. They couldn't even goddamn vote.
That's another lie. They were not a whole generation. Were not disenfranchised. They were allowed to vote very quickly. Don't come back with this bullshit. Within less than 4 years, almost every single one of them, with the exception of a very few selected individuals, all had the right to vote. So hold on a second. You said the entire generation. You lied.
I did not lie, and it was a gigantic number of people, at least initially, that were disenfranchised completely.
You said an entire generation. That means 25 years.
Yeah, and you were ranting at me for 30 minutes. Give me or not 30 minutes, but at least 5. Give me a break here, man. Like, goddamn, I don't have numbers right in front of me, Dick. Seriously.
The vast majority of them were allowed to vote almost immediately.
Quit being a nitpicky bitch. For fuck's sake.
No, MC and I do this. MC and I do this about the Civil War. It happens.
Semantics. I'm not arguing over semantics. I'm talking about accuracy, John.
Well, there was even somebody
very specific, and maybe I can be too literal at times. Not in this case.
Well, there's a difference between just talking about a topic and trying to fucking preach on it or lecture on it. For fuck's sakes, dude. If you're just having a stream and shooting the shit.
No, there's not. There's no difference.
Yeah, there's not.
There's a fucking difference, motherfucker. If I'm off by a fucking negligible amount and it's just in passing and I'm just shooting the shit with my friends, it's not a fucking big deal. Fuck you. Quit being a nitpick bitch.
Nope, sorry. No, that's not going to change.
Yeah, this is how this is the Redeye. Welcome.
No, I'm just causing shit. Don't mind me. That's what I do, right? I show up and I shit talk. It's me. Hey, how you doing?
Oh no.
Oh no. It's the furry. Everybody run and hide.
That's what I was going to get ready to do. Actually, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab something to drink. So.
All right, that's a good plan. Make it beer. Don't be a bitch.
What?
I think he drank wine with me once, but anyway.
What?
On stream, he actually was drinking wine once, and that's surprising. He usually just drinks water or something. But I
drink beer out of a fucking horn. That's my usual mode of drinking.
How's the marrow?
What?
The marrow. You drink it out
The
of a
marrow?
horn.
Oh, I fucking just ordered my horn online, man. It holds one bottle of beer and it has the brass ring. My fiance has one that holds it holds 2 1-liter bottles.
Yeah, it's
of
the
beer.
drinking horn.
Yeah, it's massive.
Okay. So Zero Cool, well, okay, the artist formerly known as Zero Cool, now Dade, asked, did I just call Lincoln the Tyrant? You're fucking right, I did. You're fucking damn right.
It's a good thing you don't have a link in the chat.
It's not in there twice or anything. Like, not at all.
Oh, nobody.
Who would put it in there twice? Who would be that much of a dick?
Well, I did it because it's an open mic night. Anybody can jump on, and we're just bullshitting. But MC and I, we argue like that all the time. It's all good. But memes. All right. So what's been going on in Massachusetts? Did you have a large number of people flee up north when that hurricane came in?
What? Oh, the hurricane? No, dude. Fucking like 3 of our towns are on fire. It's not all that far away when that gas main thing happened, dude. It's wicked scary because it wasn't just in one area. It was just like all over. It was on one side of the river. It was on the other side of the river. So it's just people didn't know. And it was like upwards of 5 hours before, like, was it Colonial Gas? They actually put out like a statement. Dude, when I was going to...
No big deal.
Oh, dude, when I was going to work this morning and stuff, I saw a trail of at least 3 or 4, was it Berkshire gas vans, like heading to that area. And dude, the Berkshires are in the western part of the state, dude. So they're coming up all the way from out there to help out. So, I mean, folks around here are pretty good at coming together and like helping each other out from all the different communities. But it's just, dude, freaking nobody knows like what really happened aside from an overpressurization.
I actually read a story the other day, I think yesterday, that said that this gas company's at fault and somebody was negligent. So I'm not sure exactly. It didn't go into details. But Dave Murphy in the chat called me a poser. Whatever, dude. All right. Whatever. You know, we're cool. You know damn well we're cool. So cut it out, buddy.
You're still a commie.
You fucking red. How dare you?
I'm a communist, and I wear Dodger blue. Thank you very much.
No, fuck you. Redeye stream, yeah, it's just a cover for you being a fucking commie.
Yeah. Closet commie.
Yep. You have internalized fear of your communism. Fuck you.
No. I'm not even going to go there.
Did you not catch the whole I'm here to start shit thing?
Oh, no. I started going down the road and then I did a 3-point turn.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. At least you know how to do a 3-point turn.
Well, I wouldn't say that. That's why I drive a little car. But well, here's the thing.
No. I'm not letting you go on after that. It's a fucking Prius, isn't it? It's a goddamn Prius.
No, a Prius was too much money.
It's okay. I had an Aveo and then the engine fell out.
It's all right. I drive a Honda.
I drive a Ford Focus now.
I thought about getting one. I didn't like the body style at the time.
No, we have the gigantic family, so Chevy Venture minivan. That's right.
Oh, hell yeah. Taking all the kids to soccer practice, right?
No, and the nice thing, though, it has that electric door thing. That's pretty cool. Unless you have your finger in it.
Yeah, just make sure you can fit all your lacrosse sticks in there.
Yeah, for sure.
I know. So they could all beat the crap out of each other. That was horrible today. I had to take it. Like, one stick got broke. Like, they were fucking around. It got broke when they missed. But they hit the wood stove with it. But goddamn, brats. And this is the 2-year-olds we're talking about.
Yeah.
Someone in chat says Aveo means I desire. I don't give a fuck what Aveo means. My engine fell out. That's all I care about. I was driving down the fucking road. The engine ran away, and I threw the e-brake and took the keys out. And got out, and my fucking engine was sitting on the front.
Well, no, the chat is right then. I desire an engine.
Yeah. Here, Matt, I'll fucking link. I will post some pictures, and you can show them, because there's nothing on it that's going to fucking dox me or anything, but here.
Do you live in an area that gets a lot of salt on the roads?
No. Well, yes, but it's not the right time of year for that, and I haven't had it that long.
Oh, well,
it
sounds like you had a pre-existing condition with your vehicle.
Oh, it's 4 bolts and the motor mount sheared at once. There you go. If you want to screen share that or post that shit, I don't care. There you go. It's in the Redeye stream chat. The engine is literally sitting on the ground. Like the back corner of it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, let me see if this will actually work.
Oh, I desire an engine. Yes, I do. I desire a car that runs. And I got it, so I'm happy.
Now, just don't display your Facebook chat with your wife.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
There you go. That's what he's talking about. But no, my screen, like my chat with my wife, is on my cell phone and text messages usually, and there's nothing bad. I don't watch tranny porn like some people we know of.
What about Alex Jones?
John
I
Doe,
know, right?
Fat. John, hold on.
We don't know. He was doing it research purposes.
John Doe in the chat. It gets you from point A to point B as long as point A and point B are in your driveway. Yeah, that's fucking fact.
Well, just go back to Pinoid's idea and use the catapult. Pull yourself from place to place.
No, you mean trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
You gotta get it right, MC. The wrong type of mechanical device.
Well, no, not only, like, that was weird about the whole tranny porn thing on Alex Jones. It's weird with Sargon, too, but I figured, I didn't know he was hitting on him, right? I didn't know that. But I figured he was looking at that shit, the shit post with it on fucking
wait, hold on a second.
Twitter. Which I don't shit post like that. I don't fucking look at sick shit I don't want to see.
Hold on. No. You look at your own sick shit like we all do. But here's the thing. I just noticed something. You can't put $2 into chat. Is it just me? Because I was trying to respond to Joshua in the chat. He's like, my F-body brother, dude. Get one again at memes. And I'm like, I type $2. I hit send. It's like, error. Try again. Is money now illegal on YouTube?
What the fuck?
No. Can anyone else type $2 in a row? Maybe it was just my internet. No, I'm getting an error. Why?
Did I get kicked from the fucking call, or did my
No. Well,
it just falls off. Like Hangout sucks. Kind of.
Yeah,
like
I see
Discord.
that. Why haven't we gotten Discord together yet? What the fuck?
Are you trying to merge a ferret Discord in with Mad
No,
Dog?
I'm not trying to fucking do that shit, but
that
weirded me the fuck out. I was like, wait, hold on, I don't hear anything, but the stream's still live. What the fuck?
I think Zero, you can type in $space $space $. You can do that, but you can't do. Why can't you do $2 in a row?
Oh, because the emoji thing is actually key commands. So when it's in a row, they run together, and then it's just a key command.
But but it's sending, and I just took a screenshot stuff.
No, I just tried to do it too, and it didn't let me.
Like, why? Like, is that like a hate symbol? $? Like, is money legal now? Have we really gone into full like labor token mode? Hold on. Hashtag labor token. You can do that. Oh my God, maybe you guys were right. No, I'm sure it's a simple error. We'll just notify YouTube and they'll easily correct it.
Oh yeah, like they correct anything. John Doe says, I call bullshit on Mad Dog on not looking at sick shit. No, dude, no, I don't. And I'm in a couple servers where they post that sick shit, and I just avoid that area of the server. Like, I don't go there.
You do realize this
just happened.
I like riling the people up that post that shit. They'll send granny porn in their DMs. It's fantastic. It gets them going.
Oh, yeah, one of my buddies got one of our friends' old people fucking.
Oh, yeah.
It was on DVD.
Haven't you burned your eyes out by walking in on your parents?
Oh, we've all done it, man. It's okay.
No,
Don't feel bad.
not me. Thank fucking God. Like, I never had that experience. No, thank you.
Damn.
Kind of like when I first got a job where I used to run the CNC machine. At first, I didn't run it. And we have the dot co. You know, it's a pneumatic tool. It's a cutting tool. You cut the plastic part out real quick. Zip, zip, zip. Everybody there had cut themselves at least 10 times. And they're like, if you cut yourself, which we all do, just go bandage it up. Don't call fucking OSHA. I was like, okay. And I worked there for 2 years, and I never cut myself. So, yeah, I'm pretty lucky.
Well, aren't you fucking lucky?
Oh, that little tool, too, it will zip on you. Like, it'll just catch traction and bam. It's the dot co or whatever. But yeah, that fucking thing, it'll fuck you up. I saw one guy fucking almost get his finger cut off. Wait,
hold on. Are you talking about the slap chop?
Maybe that's what you guys call it. It's just a pneumatic tool that has just a little fucking spinning blade on it, and you use it to cut the plastic. And it fucking zips. It zips on you. And it's razor sharp.
I thought that was a Dremel tool, like a cutoff tool.
I don't know. We called it a dot co.
Yeah. No, Zero. Cabbage is asleep. He said he was tired. He hopped on the stream, muted, and he is probably asleep right now. He will wake up in a hangout all by himself in a number of hours.
Yeah, I know, because I don't kick people, so he's just going to sit here. Well, unless other people end up wanting to join. Like I said, open mic, you guys can come on.
Just come in like another 4 hours when he's up.
Yeah. But no, yeah, so that gas pipeline thing, dude, that's crazy. My daughter even told me about it. She saw it on her phone. Because only the older two kids have phones, and she's like, "This is freaking weird." Like everything's blowing up in Massachusetts.
Oh, it's crazy because like the inspector for at least over in like the Andover town, like they say like the guy is actually really strict and everything, and like it's a pretty affluent area, at least over there in Andover in some parts. So it's just you're questioning. It's like what the heck went on, and if there was negligence to it, then fucking people died and lost their homes.
Yeah, you back MC? Go ahead. It sounds like you wanted to say something.
Oh, I've been listening the entire time. I don't have anything.
No, fuck you. You don't get to talk.
Okay.
No, I want him to yell at me some more. Tell me how the bureaucracy is what fucking caused this, because that's what I think it was.
The bureaucracy caused this? I think it's just a matter of one of the problems when you start dealing with infrastructure, all right, is the fact that if you're going to try and replace something, people are reluctant to go into the expense of replacing pipes. And that's what this looked like, is that there was broken pipes in many different areas. And once a fire started, it took out several different areas and burned a good section of those different cities, because it started fires all over the place. I wasn't joking when I said 35 to 40 homes burned to the ground.
Well, that's the thing. The first guy got killed with the chimney like collapsing in on him, and it's like you see what's going on, and even one of the fire chiefs was like, "It's like this. I've never seen anything like this." Like he's like, you see smoke coming from across the river, and then you're just going into areas, and it's just multiple days. You go anywhere near any cell tower there, like they even had warnings. It's like, do not go into this town. They closed down. They probably still have closed down multiple exits and stuff, just because folks can't normally traverse that area, because it's, if they're still not sure, man. I mean, if they've depressurized the lines, and I guess apparently when gas gets into a home or something, like it doesn't rise, it actually just settles. So I mean, there might be still homes full of gas.
Yeah, I don't know what methane or propane does, or natural gas, whether or not it sinks or rises. But obviously it's going to have to get cleared out before anything happens. And if you repressurize a line, I mean, they better solve it pretty quick, because you guys got winter coming up pretty soon. And a lot of those homes are heated by gas, right?
Oh, yeah. No, dude. So many places are natural gas here, just because it usually ends up being a heck of a lot cheaper.
Just run the risk of burning your home to the ground. No big deal.
Well, I know. I mean, every source. Every source has that, and it's
well, the neighbor's house burnt, but we're good.
yeah, it's unfortunate. Like again, like the crews around here are usually pretty damn good and stuff. So it's
But if the
and I'm
pipes
not.
get old, the pipes break, and if they're broken in multiple
Oh,
areas,
we need to update the infrastructure, dude. Even like the electrical grid is like what, like 60 plus years old in some areas now. I mean, that can't be as efficient as it could be.
Oh heck no. Well, the fact that most of the power still runs off of poles is a problem. To be honest, if they were really trying to do things to make electricity efficient, all that stuff would be buried underground for the most part, with the exception of the high power.
Actually, unfortunately,
except for the high power tension wires.
Yeah. Well. Here's one of the things that you run into for a lot of that stuff. At least when I was working in the broadband industry, man, like all of a sudden I find an area. It's like very small street, only like a couple dozen potential subscribers, and it's like, well, could we set up like a tap or something like that to run the cable over? It's like, well, no, you have to do it subterranean. You can't run a drop over. I think it was like a primary road or something like that. You have to do it underground. It's like, well, how much would that cost? Well, that would cost a lot of money. So it's like, hey, and it's basically would cost a good deal of money, the permitting process. So a lot of companies, to bury things underground, there's a lot of permits. You got to get like a detail cop and stuff like that down there to ensure safety. There is a good deal of red tape and regulation there. And that's why a lot of times you only see like one or two providers in a particular area.
Yeah, but even that is a problem.
Oh no, dude! Don't get me wrong. Like I've experienced don't get me wrong. Like reasonable regulation makes sense, but then we always argue about what reasonable is, and reasonable seems to vary depending on who you are at what time and what you actually believe in.
What is reasonable then? What's the Massachusetts winter like? Because I know what the Oregon winter is, and I need to start chopping wood here.
It's fucking cold, man.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the wind chill would be like -30 and stuff, and like I literally had folks, even some folks of some very liberal persuasions and stuff that I played D&D and shit with, like the town over that I used to live in. They lost power for like a week. Freaking, they were like crashing in my living room and stuff because like there's no freaking heat, man.
Well, no, and I'm lucky. My if I lose power in the winter, which we do sometimes, my wood stove has the burners on it, so I'm golden. I can cook food. I can do whatever.
You gotta be real careful if it gets too cold, and especially in houses and stuff, because if you lose power for something like a week and you're going through an extraordinarily really bad cold snap, the worst part about it is internally, externally the houses probably have pretty good insulation around the piping, but once it gets inside the house, those water pipes aren't really insulated, and if water pipes freeze and break, they've got to be completely replaced, and it can get turned into a major mess very quickly.
Fire damage you can see, water damage it's a lot of times you can't.
Well, you can see it. I mean, it sucks, but you can see it. You can see wet. Isn't that how we see the stream?
Yeah, no, but yeah, every winter we have to leave the water dripping on one of the faucets to make sure there's a flow through so it doesn't freeze. Yeah, I already knew that a long time ago growing up. Like, I've lived in the mountains for quite a while. I lived in the coastal mountains when I was growing up, and now I live in the Cascades. So I graduated, I guess.
Moving to a higher altitude?
Oh yeah, I'm at 3,500 feet, I think. Maybe 4,000. I mean, pretty close. Yeah.
Well, dude, the air's thinner up there.
By the way, I got to read this statement from Sesame Street.
What?
It's a statement from Sesame Street.
MC, I never thought I'd hear those words come out of your mouth.
As we have always said, Bert and Ernie are best friends. They were created to teach preschoolers that people can be good friends with those who are very different from themselves. Even though they are identified as male characters and possess many human traits and characteristics, they remain puppets. They do not have sexual orientation.
Well, they don't have genitalia.
Sesame Street Workshop.
They they're puppets. It's like no, it's just a rehashing, or isn't that what the Odd Couple was based off of? I forget which one came first.
The Odd Couple was long before Sesame Street, I think.
Oh, so it's just based on the Odd Couple, right?
Well, I don't know.
In
Don't
puppet
care.
form.
I mean, I'm not really worried about it.
It's like the Flintstones were based upon, what was it, like the Honeymooners and stuff like that?
No,
You're
it's
rehashing
like,
the same
why
story.
are people concerned whether or not Bert and Ernie have a heterosexual or homosexual relationship or tendencies?
Well, folks have been saying that for a
puppets
while.
For children, why would people be making these kind of assessments?
How did Sesame Street make this announcement?
No, you know why they made this announcement? I'll tell you.
Workshop. They
No, but
tweeted
I'll tell. Yeah,
they
but I'll
tweeted
tell
it out. Wait.
Yep.
So what you're
memes.
saying is
I'm trying to
Alex
tell you why.
Jones was not able to get this news.
Oh,
Apparently not.
No, but I'm telling you, memes. It's because of that new movie they have coming out where they're all edgy and shit. Have you seen the YouTube fucking commercials for it? Like,
Are you talking
oh my
about
God.
the fucking puppet murder one?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And
Murder
it's all
Street.
like, yeah,
It's supposed to be
it's all like fucking drug
Movie is-
commercials and
Hey,
shit
political
that's
fucking
all on
hilarious.
YouTube.
You guys need to get YouTube Red. Skip out on the commercials.
Please die. Never promote YouTube Red ever again.
You do realize that would solve like a massive amount of the quote unquote demonetization problem if most folks that actively watch stuff got, because even like a year and a half ago, even Sargon was like, "Ooh, like a third of my view revenue comes from like this YouTube Red thing." It's like you do that's the community supporting the community.
You know, it would be great if I actually got to watch something decent instead of the fucking trash that they put on there. The only thing that's decent on there is like Cobra Kai,
Yep.
and like Scared PewDiePie's not even on there anymore. I used to watch that. That's when I fucking canceled my Red subscriptions because they canceled PewDiePie.
Well, no, I'll get it back.
Hang on. I'm not going to support a company just because I work for them, or semi-work for them, not even work for them because they don't fucking pay me but 10 cents every fucking stream. And I'm certainly not going to support a company who censors other people and then gives celebrities who aren't on this fucking platform yet more revenue streams. That's fucking stupid.
Well, the only time I'm going to get it back is when Cobra Kai comes back out. Then I'm going to binge watch and then drop it again. That's what I did
watch
before.
That on Daily Motion, though. I literally watched all of Cobra Kai on Daily Motion. So, one, I fucked over YouTube by not giving them the revenue for me fucking watching Cobra Kai through Red. And I also fucked over YouTube by not having them pay somebody.
Do you like YouTube?
Do I like YouTube? As a company, no. As a means
do you
of
like it as
money,
a thing you use?
As a means of making money, yes. If other creators can go on BitChute, I'd use that too. But
okay, but if you use something, wouldn't you want to maybe support it potentially?
No, not if they're. That's the reason I don't support Gab. I appreciate what Gab's there for, but I don't support a fucking Spurg. I like what YouTube does. I appreciate what YouTube does, but I'm not going to support a fucking company that fucks over half of its creators, or actually 75% of its creators, and then extorts them for fucking money for getting special treatment. That's just the thick and thin of it.
Okay, no, I understand you're doing on a principle basis, but just what I'm saying here is, if a majority of the folks that actively watched YouTube and things within different communities, if they had YouTube Red, the more watch time a current creator has, that's revenue that's going directly towards them that has nothing to do with advertisements. They don't have to worry about like any type of like demonetization or anything. I don't believe, I am unaware, because I never actually completed my YouTube partnership from back in the day. But no, all I'm saying is the reason I get YouTube Red is, yeah, I meant to cancel and I forgot about, like a lot of folks, but the sheer fact that there's absolutely no commercials, and the big thing for me is when I go mobile, I can just close the app and it turns into a podcast. So I minimize my use of data as well as power on my mobile device. So that makes it worth it to me.
That'd be nice for people who are doing podcasts, but the problem is half the stuff that I watch is not podcast oriented. It's like gameplay, and I want to watch the gameplay and hear the person talk. Or it's like PewDiePie's meme review. I can't see the meme if I am listening to it. So
that's true.
Like, it's useful for music and podcasts, yeah, but like I can get the same podcast that I listen to, like Shapiro or Louder with Crowder, on like SoundCloud or Spotify or iTunes. Like all these other things have this. Like I just have to switch apps.
Well, it helps enable my laziness. So rather, because I did do that before, I would like download some like Professor Peterson's lectures and have it like just as like an MP3. But then I'm like, seems like a lot of work, and I forgot to cancel. I'm like, it's $10 a month. It's like I spend money on stupider shit.
Oh, it's $10 a month now. It used to be $5, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it's like $9.99. It's like whatever Netflix used to be.
It used to be. Well, I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, whenever Red started, it was only $5.
That was for the special content. Then they add the additional features, which I would tend to argue some of those features, such as being able to just play it in the background with your phone, like technically not actively using all the battery. I think that should just be a basic app feature.
Yeah. Hey, fun fact. I'm not sure if anyone else cares about this, but I'm pretty sure everyone here saw that whole Kraut shit that was happening like a few months ago. So fun thing that I just learned today, Kraut actually is working with Right Wing Watch and helped make an article basically saying that Base Mama was well within her right to take all these people's money and to deplatform these quote-unquote alt-right speakers. And she has every right in the world to do that. Granted, because everyone fucking paid money in advance, which was fucking retarded to begin with. But they they said that the people like Medicare, Tim Pool, and James Alsop were basically using her as a scapegoat to put their ideas forward, or they were using her as like a like a platform to do that or something stupid.
I thought the issue there was it was supposed to be a free speech convention, and then things kind of turned into we'll let folks talk, but not these particular folks, and then those particular folks were talking about starting a second meetup, and then things.
She stole the concept from 5 other people who were talking about it, and might have put it together. You don't know if they were or weren't, because she fucking took it and ran with it like the week after VidCon started. And I liked Base Mama. She was a nice person until this whole fucking stupid shit that she was doing. I like Sage Crosnell too. I mean, he still follows me on Twitter. I'd still follow him. I don't have any, ill will towards him or Sister Danger or any of them. But whenever you're trying to put in a free speech convention and you take out a business loan for like, what was it, $40,000, you expect it to go through. You have all these people promote it who are quote unquote alt-right, which I disagree with highly because half of them aren't even alt-right. They raised like, what was it, $300,000 for you or whatever. Even more than that, probably. You have people like me and others who buy all these tickets and shit so that we can meet these people and network with them. And then what ends up happening is you start canceling people out, which then ruins the event. It basically makes my money useless. And thank God I got it back from my fucking bank. But they fucking... They do these things. They don't give anyone back their money. They don't take people down off their website whenever they disinvite them or whatever. They start disinviting more and more people, and then other people start leaving because of the whole drama surrounding it. They don't talk to anybody. They say that they're spending all this money on fucking security whenever they hire one fucking security agency, and then want to hire people like me and people like Devil's Advocate, who are former military, to bring our CCWs and our own weapons, not providing any ammo, mind you, but they want us to protect the poor former Muslims because apparently they're going to be targeted at this event for some reason. I don't know why the fuck ex-Muslims are not targeted like that here in America, at least, from my knowledge. And then they go and they say, well, we're going to have the convention anyways, and anyone who doesn't want to come can go fuck themselves, basically. And then they get upset. Base Mama deletes her fucking Twitter or blocks people. I'm not sure if she's still on Twitter or not. I think she deleted fucking everything. Sister Danger did too. Harambe Desserts is still there. Haram Deseret or whatever the fuck her name is. She's still around. I think her name was Skepo before. And then Crosnell's still around. And these are the 4 event planners. And then Dave Cullen leaves that too. I forgot about that. And then they're going to try to do a Kilroy too. They're going to do a Kilroy too. You can't pass this off as a free speech event.
Well, no. It sounds like certain, and here's the thing. I like Base Mama, and it sounds like there was an idea. Her and some folks tried to capitalize on the idea. I'm like, oh, hey, let's turn this into an LLC. So we'll have a business, we'll have future events, and like, I mean, again, like it. Again, like, are you taking someone else's idea or an idea that was kicked around by a number of folks? Sure, but a lot of folks were like, "Oh, okay, you know what? Hey, we'll still do this and everything." And then you came out with like a list of folks, and as soon as you start to retract invitations and stuff, because let's face it, I mean, if you didn't start to cancel folks, and you did have a bunch of folks there, and even if you need to cut down whatever their panels from like an hour and a half to like 45 minutes. Do you really think folks actively that are going to be paying money to go there are going to be looking to start trouble? Yeah, there might be some trolling and stuff, but it's like
I think the whole problem was originally. So not many people know this, but so me and Bronx Blogger have a very friendly relationship. I guess we're friends or acquaintances as much as you can be on the internet. He's a good friend of mine. I don't agree with his politics. In fact, they're like pretty much antithetical to mine. He's a good enough person, though. He's never treated me bad. He's never done anything. I know he's done other things to other people. I don't give a fuck. But, let me say this. I tried to get him and Base Mama together to do, because they wanted anti-SJWs, or they wanted SJWs there, and they wanted anti-SJWs there, and they wanted them to have a debate. I tried to get her through to Michael Rowlands. I tried to get her through to him. I tried to get her through to a bunch of other people, and she basically just fucking ignored them. So it wasn't just the alt-right. It was the SJWs, too. She just wanted the anti-SJWs, or people that she liked, to come there, and she was just raising a bunch of money through all these other people. At least what it seems like to me, and what everyone else saw, too, is that she just raised all this money using other people's names, and then whenever her fucking goals were met, they basically said, oh, well, you can go fuck yourself. We're going to disinvite all of you. And I get it. She's a fucking Navajo, whatever the fuck, and like a Muslim or whatever. I get that. I get she's got kids. I get that she has a family she wants to protect. But here's the thing. If you've got to worry about that, maybe you shouldn't be planning an event that's so controversial to begin with. It wasn't even that controversial. It really wasn't.
Well, no, why?
Maybe got to be 200 people show up. Maybe
Well, no, and why exactly is free speech ever controversial? What I find interesting about that whole spiel is the Kraut angle. It seems he came back and shit has hit the fan again. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, he's literally on the fucking warpath again. Him and Shit Rat are doing all these fucking shady things. They are going after these alt-right targets now. They're going after people like Medicare. They're going after people like me. They're going after all these people who are fucking, in this shit to begin with. And the thing that kills me about this is that Base Mama's Kilroy, we tried to keep this separate, because everyone cleared her name from the fucking Kraut shit. And then she went and did something as fucking retarded as to purposefully kick out the alt-right from the event, which made it look like she was implicit in the fucking Kraut server. They never found any fucking evidence to support that she had ever done anything in the server, nor did we. And we cleared her. We fucking said, oh, Base Mama's good, Bunty King's good, Hi, I Think I'm Real's good. Wasley has a little bit to do with this shit.
Well, yeah, that girl with an opinion, she just disappeared after she did that video. I haven't seen shit.
Oh, she's been, doing school and shit. She's got, college. I don't know what the fuck she's doing now. I think she's actually done with the whole YouTube shit.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, Discord has logs of everything that somebody would be doing actively.
The question that I got when I was first watching the Kraut stuff, and I still have it to this day, is I have yet to have Kraut give me an explanation of why he invited in the New York Times.
Well, he was going to have her.
He actually did say something about that. I think everyone missed this. His purpose was to let the New York Times in to show them that Kraut and T and all these other YouTubers he was trying to basically save the anti-SJW community for as much as it could have been saved. So he tried to get all these people in here to basically show, the anti-SJWs are sticking up for the minority. He basically wanted the anti-SJWs to take over the mantle, I guess, basically as SJWs. And he also wanted And it was kind of it was entrenched because the reason why he made that, from what I'm understanding, as far as I can see, and as far as what other people have been telling me, apparently they were going to make a database for these alt-right figures, and then they were going to try and find out things. And you can see this is what they did with Coach Red Pill, even though he wants to claim that he never doxed them, even though he has literal fucking screenshots and voice recordings of him saying, "Oh, I definitely doxed Coach Red Pill." He was trying to find out all this incriminating shit about them, and to basically use that incriminating stuff. If they had any criminal history, if they had any degenerate tendencies, he was basically trying to use that as a cudgel to beat them over the head with and make them get off YouTube. So that was part 1 and 2 of that. And
okay, but why are you inviting in? That still doesn't explain why you invited in the New York Times.
Because they were going to make a hit piece. They were going to make a hit piece about it, and if you're going to leading this charge, that's
if you're going to make a hit piece, and you have to admit that you're going to make a hit piece, right? Mm-hmm. And I've never heard him actually admit that he was trying to do hit pieces
against the alt-right.
Do hit pieces against people that he doesn't like, right?
Oh no, not against people he doesn't like. Against the alt-right, specifically the alt-right. Because
yeah, but if you bring in the New York Times, she's going to go after everybody. Let's be perfectly honest.
No, I'm not saying that he's smart for doing it, and I'm not saying he's like some mastermind that's going to use the New York Times to bend his will or anything. He's a fucking retard who thought that's what was going to happen. He thought that the anti-SJWs were going to come out scotch clean here, and they probably wouldn't, because the fucking New York Times was going to say something along the lines, I'm sure, of like, the anti-SJWs are using very sketchy tactics to attack the alt-right, but they're doing a good job, so it's okay. And then that's going to make the entirety of the internet fucking hate them even more.
Go ahead.
It's just fucking retarded. He's stupid. He doesn't think things through. He's fucking autistic with this shit. He sent me a message I think it was like a couple of weeks or like a month before this whole shit with his doxing server happened. He said, "I'm going after the alt-right." I basically said, "Hey, good to see you back, man. I missed you." He basically said, "Yeah, fuck the alt-right. I'll rather die than let the alt-right win. I don't care if it ends my channel or my life or whatever." So he doesn't think things through. He doesn't see that.
So he was becoming kind of righteous.
He was becoming a fucking lolcows, he's becoming.
See what I took away, and here's the thing: I got to be fair to Crow, because I remember my introduction to the skeptic community trademark ABC, whatever the hell it is. I was looking I believe there was an attack in Germany, and all of a sudden I'm looking, and oh look, hey, there's a live stream here. I get on and I kind of start listening to, I think it was the link to the live stream, and he's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Whoa. Is this what these guys do for a living and stuff?" They're reporting it. It happened to be something where he had a channel. It was steadily growing. I believe it was pre-100K or so subscribers. And I'm like, "Whoa, these folks know what's going on." And then I'm like, "Oh, they have some very colorful these folks over here." Oh, so then I branch out, and then I kind of start visiting other channels, get involved with, start listening to some Sargon stuff, V stuff, other folks within the community there. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So, I mean, he was my introduction, but I thought the whole thing with the Discord server and his beef with the alt-right was that Kraut is a German individual. And a lot of folks, because of some of the content he was making, I guess apparently they were calling him a Nazi. And if you're a German and they happen to call you a Nazi, that is something that seems to be very, very shameful in Germany, as I've been told by a number of folks. So I guess apparently his thing, I thought the whole idea was, he's like, "Well, I'm not a Nazi, so I proved myself by, I'm going to throw these quote-unquote Nazis over here under the bus, so that will prove it." So I thought that's why he brought in the journalists and stuff.
Well, and here's the thing. There seems to be this common thread with people in this community. After they get to about 100K or so, maybe a little bit less than that, maybe 50K, they start to go fucking banana cuckoo crazy and think that they're the big shit at the moment. And Jeff Holiday, you can see this with Jeff Holiday. Jeff used to come on a bunch of people's streams and talk to them. Once he got on to Sargon shit, he started distancing himself from other people. And it's the same thing that most people do whenever they start growing. I mean, I did it too a little bit whenever I started first growing I'm not a huge channel, but I'm decent sized enough. But these people, they branch out. They leave all the people who used to talk to them alone because they don't get them any viewers anymore. And then once they get away from those people, they start talking to other people who are further up. And I think it kind of branches out because a lot of those bigger channels are more liberal. Like Sargon's a liberal, Shoe on Head, Armored Skeptic, some black guy. All these people are liberals. And it kind of like branches out from there. I'm not saying that all liberals are crazy or anything, but it seems to be like a common thread that they turn against.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would say that some black guy is necessarily liberal. I mean, he might be more liberal than someone like myself.
I'm not saying he's like a goddamn SJW or anything. I'm just saying like
MC. He is part of the chart.
Yeah,
some black guy.
Yes, some black guy is part of the chart.
So is Politipod.
No, I don't remember seeing Politipod on the chart. No, the Alternative Information Network. No, I'm talking. Okay, Sargon went over this a little bit.
He's on that. He is on.
No, you are on that.
Sticks is on there. Yeah.
What am I on?
Oh, Sticks is on there. Oh, you're on a chart. The Guardian wrote an article about you, or you were included in it.
Yeah.
Look up the Guardian YouTube. It's basically the Alternative Information Network. Basically, think about like some FBI back office where they have like the pictures, the photos, like all the push pins with the string. It literally is that.
It's basically like the news source, the Guardian, or like the Squirrel Guardian.
No. The actual British paper, the Guardian. They published a piece.
I am flattered that I am on there. I am absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He has a node.
I have a note.
What was the name of that? You said Guardian.
What's up?
No, I think it's the actual British paper.
Oh shit! Memes left because his internet stuff.
Yeah.
So you said the Guardian like. Can you send me the link to that on like my fucking YouTube? That's hilarious. I didn't even know about that. That's pretty funny. Oh man.
All right.
Is everyone here? Are we live?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we're still live then. Okay. So Politipod. You actually bought tickets for that. I didn't. I thought about it, but I waited and I saw the drama storm. Because I'm not a big channel at all. I'm at 1.1K. But fucking what's his name? What channel is his goddamn name? Something Entertainment. He's only at like 300 subs still, and he was a panelist there. So I was like, oh well, maybe. I have a bigger channel. Maybe I could actually get some stage time. But I decided not to fucking fuck with it after I saw the drama. What caused you to buy tickets so early?
Well, a lot of my friends were going. My internet friends, as they're called now. Oh, holy shit. You're fucking kidding me. Oh, hang on. Where am I at on here? I don't see my name.
Man, I wish I was on this. Like, what the fuck?
Dennis Prager, Mr. Medicare, Destiny. Ew.
It's very interesting how they have it all.
Where I don't see my name on here. What you said? My name was on here. Is that correct? Okay, hello. Can you guys hear me? Am I breaking up?
No, we can hear you. I'm trying to search it and find your name. And memes, you are breaking up real bad, brother.
Rip. Let's see. Stefan Molyneux, JF.
That guy T. He's a libertarian. What the fuck?
Braving Ruin. I'm literally connected to all these fucking people in some way. I'm gonna have like a giant black mark next to my fucking name. Like all of these people have been on my podcast for the most part. Oh, Crouton T has, V has, JF has, Monday Matt has, Bunty, Sargon definitely has. Coach Red Pill hasn't. Jeff Holiday has. Mouthy Buddha has. That guy T has. Blair White has not. Sam Black guy has.
Hey, dude, you're dropping some names here. Hook me up, brother.
I don't talk to these fucking schmucks anymore. Half of them fucking bail on this community whenever there's the slightest scent of drama, and the other half of them don't even talk to you anymore after you fucking leave for a month for goddamn army. That's the shit that pisses me off. I fucking tell everyone I'm leaving for a little bit, just like 2 months. I don't come back for 2 months. I come back, I start making videos again, and then they're like, "Oh, fuck you." They're like, "Go fuck yourself. You're not important anymore. You're irrelevant." Like, half these fucking people were like, fucking, like, they followed me. They followed my YouTube whenever I was doing this crouch shit. And if you're not, that's the thing that pisses me off the most about this. If you're not fucking relevant after a little bit, like if you're not keeping up with all the fucking retard ops or the drama or trying to get more shit going, people just fucking ignore you. Like, unless it's like a big drama. Like, if it's something like Kraut and you're like posting information, people will follow you. But if it's some little stupid shit like the shit that happened with Scooby, like, people will they'll unfollow you because it's fucking gay.
Oh, that's Scooby shit. I threw my hat in the ring on that, and I actually got quite a few views.
Which is what pisses me off about that whole fucking thing where people were like, "Oh, Politipod's just doing the Scooby shit for drama." What the fuck did I gain out of this except for losing like 20 subscribers? Like, what did I gain out of this? Fucking nothing.
I gained like 10, so I gained a little bit out of that. But no, they swung at Tema, and Tema's my friend. She's in my Discord. I talk to her almost every day. So yeah, I'll back up my friends. That's how I am. Come at my friends, you come at me. That's all it is. But I'm trying to read the paragraph because I'm wondering if that's where you are, because I don't see you on this map here.
Yeah, MC, where did you snip this from, my man? Hello, MC.
He might have stepped away for a glass of water or something real quick.
He might be dead. The fucking Guardian got him. I'm just surprised that my name's in the Guardian's article. That'd be fucking hilarious.
No, I think I was mistaken. That's what it was. Sorry about that. My mic went dead.
Oh, okay. So you think you were mistaken whenever you... Okay.
Yeah, I did think that. I saw a pool's name was in there.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. It's all good. I was very confused as to why I'm in this fucking group. Although I have been...
Well, you take a look who's on here. It could be any reason you could be on this list.
I mean, half of these people I've either had beef with, talked to, or been on streams with.
So, I mean, if you take a look at this, you got Computing Forever. You've got...
Yeah, I've been on stream with him.
You've got Milo Yiannopoulos. You got Mundane Matt. Bunty King is on here. V is on here.
He's a friend of mine. V is not a friend, but I've been on streams with him.
Yeah, and then of course they got big names like Stefan Molyneux, but then they got like James O'Keefe, which is almost nowhere, and also Mike Cernovich, which has a small little node. They have Jeff
Cernovich.
Jeff Holiday is on here.
You know what's funny? I have like not half of these people, but a lot of these larger name YouTubers on fucking Facebook, but they won't hit me back on Twitter. Like, I fucking have them added like on my personal account. We talk sometimes, and they're just like, "Oh, fuck you." On Twitter. So
even Richard Spencer's on here. Styx is on here. Crouton T is on here.
Oh, man. Not Crouton T.
Well, how do I get added to the goddamn list? Like, come on. I want on this shit.
Medicur's on here. Roaming Millennial is on here. Millennial Woes is on here. I don't know who Tara McCarthy is. I've never heard of that person.
Oh, Tara? I know who Tara is. I used to follow her on Twitter.
Retard is who she is.
She is. I followed her just for her fucking dumbass tweets. That's why I followed her.
She's like, "Oh yeah, the fucking Jews, am I right? And the fucking those goddamn mixed race bastards." And then she's like, "I'm part Celtic, part Jewish, and part British. That's 100% fucking British or whatever the fuck. It's something stupid.
Well,
Yeah.
that goes like to me being outed to be a Jew. I was recently outed by Patrick Little. That,
Yeah.
guy running for the Senate.
Like Patrick Little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Patrick Little. He survived on the Redeye stream for about 7.5 minutes. That's all he could last. Yeah, he couldn't handle it.
I would hate for the man who went before Congress screaming about Jews to ever last on a stream longer than 5 minutes.
Destiny's on here now. How can Tim Pool be on here? Let's be honest. I mean,
Tim Pool's a horrible right Nazi. That's
Tim Pool is like right in the center of this thing, and it's like, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of leaks, but Tim Pool is probably the most leftist person that I've seen on this list. I mean, because he is a leftist. I do follow him, by the way, but
well, you're a Nazi too.
Richard Spencer's on there. I don't follow him.
If you follow Richard Spencer, you're definitely not a Nazi. That's a lie.
Not at all. Yeah. Just like if you read the Daily Stormer every day, that's not bad.
But I do have a question because, and for the two of you guys with this, when it comes to this, to be honest, because I don't know the answer. I know Steve Crowder's a name I've heard before, and I know Mike Cernovich is a name that I've heard before. Now, in this list here, they show Mike Cernovich as being very small, and Steve Crowder being a major hub. Is Mike Cernovich? I thought they were, him and Steven Crowder are pretty much this, both about the same when it comes to influence. Is that inaccurate?
No, I think that's pretty accurate. I do like Crowder. I do want to join the Mug Club at least for like a month so I can get that fucking coffee cup. I just want it.
I'm super happy that I'm about to start this new job because it gives me more money to actually like join up with Daily Wire and fucking CRTV and all these other fucking things that I've been wanting to join for forever but had no money to do. Oh, by the way, if you live in the DC area, I'm moving there, and I need people to hang out with. So if anyone's up there, I mean, I'm more than down to hang out on my days off.
Well,
DC, I feel bad for you.
If for some reason I end up in that area, I'll look you up, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. I do travel though, and there are times when our trade shows are happening in DC.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of glad that I'm going up there for the YouTube channel too, because I think it gives me better access to people who I've wanted to interview for a while, like Rand Paul. And because I'm like probably going to be
I know you don't care about getting Rand Paul. All you want to do is interview Steve Shives.
Oh, please. Does he live in fucking DC? He doesn't even live in that part of the country, does he?
Yes, he does.
Oh, fuck.
He lives right up north in Maryland, right up on one of right up that suburb area.
Maybe I can go fucking firebomb his house or something.
It's a joke, folks. It's a joke. Don't take it
seriously. The views expressed on the Redeye stream are not necessarily the views of Mad Dogs Productions or the Mad Libertarian.
Just like, my show does not reflect these views. Please do not come kill me. Please.
Well, he always accuses me of trying to drone people, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, Steve Shives doxed himself. He was wearing a minor league hat from a local team, and like that'd be like me wearing, which I don't even care anymore. If you donate to my fucking PayPal, you can find out my name. I live in Oregon, and fucking the minor league team here is the Eugene Emeralds. That'd be like me wearing an Emeralds hat and not expecting to get fucking doxed. Like that's a minor league team. No one's gonna watch them unless they're a local.
And here's how you beat that. You buy a minor league team's hat that's from a different city, but in the same state. Like me. And the Bowling Green Hot Rods. Or the fucking Nashville Sound. Or the Louisville River Bats. All these teams that have like fucking miles and miles and miles or like hours away from me.
So is your new job going to be working for the government? Are you now going to be working for like the State Department or something like that?
I'm working for an intelligence agency.
Are you now?
Well, I was going to say, hey, man, I would like to be on your podcast sometime, but I don't know if I want to now. I already got one fucking NSA.
So are you going to be moving close to Columbia, Maryland? Is that your idea?
No, I'm going to be in a little bit outside of DC, about 30 minutes outside.
Okay, so you're going the other way.
Job's going to be at. Yeah, I'm going to be on the. I'm actually moving to Virginia, but it's basically DC. It's like the greater DC area.
Right. Okay.
So I just consider it DC.
Well, both of the big heads are one's on the southern part, and the other one's in the northern part, near Columbia, Maryland.
I just realized, I get at least I'm moving here at an opportune time because in 2 years, whenever Trump wins again, I get to go to his inauguration.
I went to the. I've been doing an inaugural ball before. They're kind of interesting. You see a lot of different people there. It is kind of cool.
If they have a deplorable too, I get to go meet all these fancy schmancy right-wing Nazis I've heard so much about. Dude, where the fuck is Cabbage at? I saw Cabbage was in here.
Oh, I think MC will be right back. He doesn't usually just drop out like that. It's probably the internet. Cabbage, I think, fell asleep. He said he was tired, joined the stream, and has been muted for over an hour.
What a dirty hoe.
I think Cabbage is dead.
Hey, send me that hangout link in my DMs on Twitter real quick. I'm going to try to get somebody in here that I think you'll like to talk to.
Can I put it in the side chat? And can you copy and paste?
I'm on my phone. I
okay.
been able to see. That's why I said DMs on Twitter.
All right. Well, MC, I gotta send him a link, and you know how my computer is. So you two banter back and forth while I go over to Twitter real quick.
Rabble.
No, he started the stream. He was like, I was asking him if he's going to do a stream today, and he was like, oh yeah, I guess I can do a stream. There's a lot of little stuff there. So what do you want to talk about? So I was like, okay, well, I don't really care. So I started looking around for stuff to talk about. So,
you can talk about how Kavanaugh's name is being smeared, even though he has 35 women who wrote into the fucking Supreme Court saying he was well justified for being.
That's been boosted over 200 now that have testified. Over 200 women have testified to his character now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. But this latest one that I find amusing is how Dianne Feinstein is now walking back her previous tweet where she said, "Oh, she's perfectly credible, everything's believable." She goes, "Well, now she's coming back and saying, I can't say everything is true."
Well, I know I said that everything's true, but I can't say that everything's true, okay?
I can't say everything is truthful.
What I find incredible is that she was very nice to him in the fucking in the actual debate, like the hearing portion of it. And then she goes and does. I actually thought she was going to vote for him there for a little bit, and then she came out and said this fucking gay shit. And
she can't afford to right now. You got to remember she's running for re-election.
She's also been disowned by her fucking party and has lost the election already.
The thing is no, because in California, the person she's running against is another Democrat, only further left.
No, he's a socialist.
Okay.
You better get that. He's a fucking socialist.
I'm sorry, but there's no difference between a Democrat and a socialist as far as I'm concerned.
What's it? What did he say? He said this is a ghost gun. This can dispense a 30-round clip in a half a second. 30-round clip, half a second. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no need. You cannot have this on our streets. You can't. It's horrible.
Yeah, the cyclic rate of fire at half a second. Needs a little bit of work, doesn't he?
He needs a little bit of fucking something. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. Pipe bashed over his head like a fucking. Maybe he just needs a fucking lobotomy.
You're gonna make Mad Dodge sit up there and give another disclaimer.
He just needs a fucking ice pick lobotomy at this point. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but she's under a lot of heat and a lot of pressure for that, and so the idea that she can do anything that's going to really irritate the left there, that she doesn't dare.
Oh, of course, lawyers for Kavanaugh's accuser are now saying that the FBI should investigate before because they want to stretch out this process as long as possible.
Yeah, but the FBI has already come back and said, "What are we investigating? What is it? Yeah. What is there for us to investigate? There's nothing for them to investigate."
There's no fucking physical evidence.
There's no physical evidence. There's no evidence of a crime. Even if this was a crime, the statute of limitations are decades old. I mean, they've expired. I mean, what am I investigating? The only other person that was there. Did you see the latest thing? Also, is you know how she in 2012 how she told her therapist, right, about all this?
Yeah.
Well, her therapist sit up there and wrote all this stuff down in her notes, but her notes say that there weren't 2 attackers in the room. There are 4 attackers in the room. And this lady said, well, the therapist misunderstood and she just recorded it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so now wait a minute here.
Well, the therapist
your story doesn't even match what you told your therapist, according to what you're saying.
Well, no, and real quick though, I'm looking at Twitter because you guys sent me there. Here's something from Senator Rand Paul. The Constitution demands we vote before we go to war. Our involvement in the Yemeni civil war should stop now. What say you?
What's our involvement in the Yemeni civil war?
We're handing out weapons to Saudi Arabia, and we're providing tactical support. It's just an attaché, basically, and then some weapon shipments. I mean, I get where he's coming from because the fucking Saudis are basically slaughtering fucking men, women, and children at this point, from what I hear. And I think we're also shooting cruise missiles in there too, or we're giving the Saudis cruise missiles. I can't remember which.
About the only thing that I think we've done is a few drone strikes.
Well, I think what happened the other day is that the Saudis launched a missile at like a bus full of kids, and it killed like 23 of them, or something like that. And everyone got up in arms about it because they thought that the U.S. did it, and then it's like, oh wait, well Saudi Arabia actually did it, and they're like, oh well, they used our weapons, so therefore we're just as bad as the Saudis. And it's like, well, no, not really, because if they didn't get it from us, they probably would have gotten it from like Israel or someone else, because they're fighting Iranian-backed rebels, and Israel and Saudi Arabia are putting up a united front against Iran because Iran's the greatest threat in the fucking Middle East right now. So people don't understand geopolitics is basically where I'm coming from, and they need to shut the fuck up. That's the basic gist.
Well, no, and MC, just a few drone strikes. Is that really a sentence that I heard from you?
Yeah.
He's a neocon.
Why am I not surprised?
I am not a neocon.
He's a neocon. The dirty cuck. He's a cuck-servative.
I'm a conservative now? Get out of here, son.
He's a conservative neocon rhino.
Now I'm a rhino. I think I've been called everything now.
Yeah, well, we're just checking the boxes off, buddy. That's all.
Let's see. I'm a Nazi. I'm a Jew. I'm a neocon. I'm a communist.
You know what's crazy? You know that
I'm a conservative. I'm a liberal.
You know the only thing that Richard Spencer and Ocasio-Cortez disagree on in her whole spiel that she did like a video for. There's actually like 2 things. He disagrees with the abolishment of ICE, and he disagrees with her race. Those are the only 2 things that he disagrees with. Everything else that Ocasio-Cortez made in her fucking little speech about like a federal jobs guarantee, $15 minimum wage for the entire United States, all this other gay shit. Yeah, he supports all of it. And yet for some reason, he's considered right-wing. I don't get it.
Well, Nazism isn't right-wing, and the whole dichotomy
isn't even close
skewed.
to right. Nazism is the furthest thing from right-wing I think that you can get. Now fascism somewhat is. Fascism.
Yeah, fascism a little bit.
Nazis aren't actually like technically fascists. They're more.
No, Nazis are a form of fascism.
They're somewhat fascist, but they're not as fascist.
Well, politically, it goes to the leader state. Now it takes it to a different degree, granted, but it's still the leader state. The embodiment of the state is embodied on the single leader.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying now. Never mind. Forget what I said.
But the reality is neither one of the movements are technically what I would consider right wing. But then again, I've been asked. This goes back to a question I asked earlier on in the stream, which was, "What is frickin' right wing?" I keep listening to. It's anarchism. Is that what you said?
Yeah, anarchy. That's the first. No, like seriously, like that's the furthest right that you can go. I think it's just complete and utter anarchy.
So there you go. I guess I'm an anarchist now.
Or maybe possibly a theocracy. Maybe a military junta.
Well, no, I think the dichotomy is authoritarianism versus individualism, and you can't go too far. Government is a necessary evil.
You can't go too far with individualism.
Government is a necessary evil. You do need a government, or else you have no way to even monitor the private corporations. Even if we had private police, you need something to kind of monitor that. You know what I mean?
That's what I want to ask you, though. You said that individualism can't go too far. I want to challenge that assertion by raising you what happens whenever some individual makes up their own laws and there's no one there to correct them. That's the furthest that individualism can go, and that's called anarchy. And what that leads to is like some shit like Mad Max or Fallout, where no one can get fucking punished via the law, and no one can be stopped from doing it to other people if they say murder or rape.
Right. It boils down to the might versus equals right, and that's the only equation that matters in that type of situation.
Yeah, exactly. And it's basically, it's not so much mob rule. It's whoever has the most resources in that area is going to rule.
No, it's not necessarily resources, it's power. And this is one of the things I try to explain to people when they start talking about this individual crap going too far, because they talk about being a warrior versus being a soldier. And you know this as well as I do. If you take a group of warriors and you take an equal number of group of warriors versus an equal number of group of soldiers will win every single time. All right, because it has nothing to do. It has to do with how soldiers are trained and how they act as a unit. They become far more powerful than the individuals. They're more than the sum of the total, right?
Yep.
And that philosophy is hard for people to get through their heads. And I try to explain this by going to the Romans, because the Romans acted as soldiers first, right, rather than warriors. And even when they were outnumbered by tons of warriors who were just as skilled in combat on an individual basis, the soldiers would frickin', kick the holy crap out of them. Generally, they lost some. Don't get me wrong; they weren't indefeatable, right? But for the most part, they could withstand 5-to-1 odds, all right, and win a battle at 5-to-1 odds easily. The Romans could. And this will devolve. If you go to an anarchist type of environment, a soldier group will evolve and eventually start to create an empire, because there's nothing to stop them. They're just a bunch of individuals.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think it's just like the pendulum swing with the politics. It happens eventually, and every time that's one of these things it's kind of like the yin yang effect, I guess, is what I would consider. If there's not an equal balance to one or the other, it's going to go back to the other way. So let's say, like right now, if everything was to crash, the entire government was to crash everywhere, so we would go full individualist. We would go into an anarcho state, right? Over time, you're going to redevelop governments, and it's going to come back to a more collectivized governmental system. That's just how it is. It's not like something that can be debated.
Well,
that's
because
just how people are.
Because people are social creatures. We have that duality of our nature still exists, and you're never going to get away from it. It's part of humanity.
Yeah, it's collectivizing. That's what we did over thousands of years, from the time of the Egyptians up till now. You have the Egyptians collectivized around the Nile River. You had the Mesopotamians collectivizing around the Tigris and Euphrates. The Indus River Valley collectivized around the Indus River Valley. And then from there, you had other people who were coming more close to that, and they were a little bit different than the people who had gathered there over a few hundred years or a few decades. And so they were cast out. And then you have like your Hittites and your Assyrians and your Babylonians, your Canaanites who got cast out of Egypt whenever they rebelled, and it kind of goes from there, And then after the Canaanites and all these other people, you have to fight what was the Canaanite? Who was Goliath? What was he a part of? What was the
Philistines?
Yeah, Philistines. You had the Philistines. You had the Bedouin. Like all these just random cultures, and then over time it goes from there. You get the Greeks and your Persians and your Romans and Macedonians and the Carthaginians, and then religion starts to get formed. You have even more fractures. You get your Eastern and Western Roman empires who have two different religions. You get your Kievan Rus. You got the fucking Muslims. You get with the Mamluks, and the Golden Horde comes across from Asia. And the Chinese formed thousands of years before them. And the Japanese are over on their island and doing their thing and being, isolationists. And that's kind of like the first instance of isolationism aside from like Africa. And it just over time you start seeing
China had a very isolationist policy as well. The thing to remember is those cultures were completely different. The isolationist policies of Japan were really more of a result of the shogunate, all right, trying to consolidate power at the same time, manage the changes that technology was bringing. And they were trying to it was an attempt to regress, actually, all right. Which is one of the things that they were regressing from, right, is a monetary type of a system. They actually went back to determining what your wealth was by determining how much rice production your land could give, all right, and that's how they would do the taxation for the samurais to feed the samurais and so forth. They would be taxed so many bushels or so much rice, effectively, right, trying to end coinage.
Yep. Yep.
And it's really kind of a strange. The effect was very, very kind of strange because up until that point, up until the Tokugawa shogunate, you basically have Japan more or less marching along on a fairly decent, all right, schedule of modernization from a technological perspective, right? It's after the Tokugawa shogunate you see them freeze all technological innovation. And that stays that way from the 1600s, late 1500s, early 1600s, all the way over into the Meiji Restoration, which happens in 1863.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a fascinating thing when you really look at it to go, wow, they were on the cusp of turning into going away from the feudalistic society, and they just did an abrupt 180 and made feudalism the highest form of society that ever existed for all of them. It's really kind of interesting. I'm sorry for
tell you why they did that. I tell you why they did the retraction of technology is because the Tokugawas had a lot of rice production where they were at, and that's why they were trying to go away from that. Not only that, but the Date who were in like more northern part of Japan, they were actually one of the most technologically innovative groups, and they were big rivals at the time of the Tokugawa because they had a lot of the early like matchlock, flintlock weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
They outmatched the Tokugawas in terms of range combat, but not in terms of like melee combat. So you can kind of see this. A lot of this history you can learn from like video games and stuff like that. It's very interesting. Total War Shogun 2 actually kind of points that out because the Date are very technologically innovative. However, their fighting style is not great. That's why they're one of the more. They're like a mid-major. If you're talking about like, the conferences.
There's one thing though that I'm curious about when it comes to that, because I don't disagree with you at all, but I find it interesting that it doesn't explain then why the Satsuma were so much more difficult, because the Satsuma clans were from the south, right? And they were, I mean, they were probably more of the trading group, from that perspective, because they had a lot of ships and stuff. All right, so maybe that's the main reason that they had such a major falling out. But they were one of the most harshly treated of all the daimyos. All right, when it came to the Tokugawa shogunate.
Yeah, well, then that's the other part too. The Date were one of the great rivals, and so were the Satsuma. The Satsuma, like you said, because of their access to trade routes, it made them a big target because they were making a lot of money in between China and Portuguese traders who were coming over from southern, like parts.
Well, didn't they control all the routes to Korea and all the porcelain?
No, Satsuma didn't. Satsuma did not do that. I think that was what are their names? The Ito. I think it was the Ito who did that. Okay. At least in the north. In the north, the Ito I think controlled a lot of that trade. I'm trying to remember. I know Satsumas control a lot of the South China Sea trade.
Right.
Not so much the more Korean Peninsula type trade.
Okay, that makes sense. I keep forgetting how far north actually Korea is.
Yeah, well, it's not so much as it is north as much as it is like west.
Well, but it's a lot further north. I mean, when you think about it, it's a lot further north than what I expect when you first think of Korea hanging off of China. You think of it being in the southern part of China, but it's really not.
Yeah, well, it's wrapped around, and that's what the fucking globe and the maps do. The globe shows you a more accurate representation, but it's still very inaccurate because the Earth bulges around like its center.
Right.
So places like Africa, you look at them and you're like, oh wow, that's a really tiny continent comparatively speaking to like Asia or South America. Like South America and Africa almost look identical, and they're like almost the same size. And then you actually look at it and it actually can fit like the entirety of the continental United States, Brazil, and Australia in the fucking Sahara Desert alone.
Right.
And you're not even talking about like the southern parts of it, which are about as long as the Sahara Desert. And it's actually the largest continent. But the thing that's one of the things is like Korea is very weird looking, and so is Japan, comparatively speaking to what they look like on Earth, or like if you look at it from like an outer space view.
Right. From a land perspective versus actually, what it's actually like outside of that.
Precisely.
When if you make it basically flat as we see it.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, we've decided now we're going to move on to flat Earth. Is that all right?
Well, the penguin's running.
Oh man, that's a lot of screaming back there.
Well, she doesn't believe in the flat Earth. I'm sorry.
Well, this is why you don't go to a preschool. This is why.
So what's the next topic you want to talk about, Bad Dodge?
If you want to talk about flat Earth, I can, because I can go on a spiel about that too.
Well, it's instead of going there, let's go a little bit different. What do you think about Elon Musk being investigated now for by the SEC for some of his influence and some of the comments he's been making?
I think it's stupid. I mean, he's a brilliant, innovative guy. He has one of the most popular, influential businesses out there right now. He's got one of the highest stock values. It's been rising ever since its creation. He does great things for science, space exploration. I'm hoping that the Air Force and the Space Force eventually actually contract them, and Tesla becomes like the Boeing or Lockheed Martin for those branches, because not many people think about this. Tesla has made some pretty advanced rocketry that is far better than what we had back in what was the last space mission we had? I think it was like 2011.
It's been quite a while since we actually did something on our own with NASA.
Yeah,
tell me that wasn't the Challenger.
No, I think it was 2011 was like the last time we actually launched something to outer space. At least in terms of a mission to do something, then go to the ISS. But the innovation that Elon Musk promotes with his corporation is so much greater than what we get out of NASA that I would rather have SpaceX take over the space program than NASA at the moment, because it's just far, far, far more advanced. And people don't seem to understand how people are like, oh wow, well yeah, Elon Musk has great ideas, but he doesn't ever put them in practice. Those rocket boosters that they've been testing, that you saw like the one blow up or whatever, those are like 3 times as powerful as the ones that we were using on our last space mission. Like that's incredible. That's incredible how much more advanced they are in a span of like 7 years.
Yeah, but they're not using linear engines. So until they get to using linear engines and that technology expanding, I'm not still using the Bell nozzles rather than the linear nozzle style. So there's a lot of room for improvement, is all I'm saying there.
Well, yeah, he's got a. It's not a young company. Well, it's over. Yeah, it's a pretty young company. I think he opened it when, like 90s, early 2000s.
It's relatively new. You could say
he's a very young company. He's a young CEO. He's got growing pains. It's going to happen with his technology. It's going to be sad whenever he actually leaves the company, because I have a feeling that no one's going to like keep up the same pace as him, because he's everywhere promoting and selling and all these other things. And he's one of those guys that's just like, oh, wow, this Elon Musk. He's like, his name is almost as well known as like Bill Gates or Donald Trump now. Elon Musk is like has that influence. And the thing with the SEC is like, I don't know why you're investigating him. Like, what are they investigating him for? For comments that he's made? For because he smoked weed? Like, what was the fucking point of it?
Well,
like,
everything began. I took a look at this. Everything began when one of his employees was outed after a whistleblower came forward and saying that basically one of their employees was doing drug trafficking, major drug trafficking, out of the Tesla facilities.
Yes, I don't know about you small brains investing in Elon Musk's space program, but me, the smart man, I'm investing in his cocaine empire.
Yeah. So basically, you're going down the DeLorean route.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I don't think he has anything. Why are they investigating him if it's a fucking employee? That's fucking retarded.
Well, what happened, of course, is that they kept it secret. And then Elon Musk was making some public statements. So what the SEC is saying is that he was basically making public statements to mislead investors.
I don't know how you can. What? That doesn't make any sense. So they catch an employee. Did they even catch this employee, or did a whistleblower just tell them about this?
No, they caught the employee. They did arrest the employee in charge.
So they didn't say anything about it. They just like charged him and probably fired him.
Well, I mean, the FBI arrested him, so I don't know. I assume that they fired him.
So they fired him. He got arrested by the FBI for was it cocaine trafficking or whatever?
Drug trafficking, methamphetamine and cocaine.
Oh, just drug trafficking in general. And Elon Musk gets told about this, I guess.
I assume so.
And therefore, because he doesn't make a public statement about this, he is misleading his investors.
Well, considering he was making other public statements like, I could buy back all my shares and make us all go private again. All right.
I'd rather him go private. Like that's
and this is I'm speculating here from the SEC's point of view, right? Basically trying to give people the impression that the company is healthier than it possibly actually was. Right. Now, personally, I find that kind of spurious, but once they start an investigation like that and they start going through the books, all hell's going to break loose. Because, if all your T's have to be crossed and all your I's have to be dotted, or they can come back and say you violated this or violated that, and we're going to fine you how many other millions or billions of dollars.
Yeah, and that's great and all, fantastic. The SEC likes to find businesses that promote fucking growth in America. I love it. It's fantastic. Great. But here's the problem. If all he's saying is that I'm going to buy back my fucking shares, because here's the fact that everyone seems to forget about whenever he was saying this. Everyone was like, oh my God, why would he do this? There's fucking conglomerate organizations like GE and all these other fucking like not just GE, it's just like coal, fucking solar, wind, all these power companies are buying pieces of this of Tesla and trying to, and like there's car companies that are doing it too. They're trying to buy pieces of it so that they can make a conglomerate and then take over Tesla and shut it down. From what I understand, because they are interested in gaining his technology, and then basically destroying the company that he's built over his lifetime. And I think it's a very shady shit. And the SEC doesn't want to seem to investigate this part. They want to investigate a drug trafficking charge. And, so his company is missing like $1 million. So his business isn't as healthy as he claims. Can we look into more of like the shady, like antitrust shit that should be getting pushed here instead of Elon Musk's fucking habits of talking.
Well, no, and I happen to like Elon Musk. I happen to think he's doing good things. He actually wants to go to Mars, where NASA is being little cunts about it. So I happen to like that as well. It's funny how these drug charges come out right after he smokes a bowl or a joint, excuse me, because they're different. He smokes a joint. That's really fucking interesting. Also, the only thing I do have a goddamn problem with is the motherfucking government subsidies, and that's bullshit. Now, if it's a government contract because he's working for NASA and he's the one creating the engines and the spacecraft, and also, I mean, he does a vertical landing, for God's sakes, with his spacecraft. Ours would just be destroyed, float around in space as you landed in a little capsule thing. So, I mean, he's doing it better than the government is. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's one of the things that I was saying about the linear engine. If he would push the linear engine, he'd probably be further along even in that technology too. I realize that linear engines haven't been tested in flight, right? But they do exist. They have been tested. They do allow for transformational airflow, which is necessary when you're putting things in orbit to make them efficient.
Oh, absolutely. And 40 ounce just joined. I'd like to let him have a say here if he has something to say. I really don't think this hate on Elon Musk is warranted, and I think he's actually done a lot of good. But now the solar panel shit and the fucking car, all that bullshit, he was getting large subsidies from the government for that, and I am against government subsidies. So there is that is a negative to him. But 40 ounce, what do you think?
I don't think that's a negative to him. I think he's just playing the system. I mean, that's not a negative against the company. That's more of like the government's allowing subsidies. That has nothing to do with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is taking a smart business decision and using it to his favor. Like that's it. Like it's the same thing with sweatshops. Like, yeah, they're shitty, but the company's doing the smart business decision there and taking money where the money's at. They're saving their money by paying a bunch of children and fucking old people $3 a fucking day.
I would argue though that even as a libertarian that free market, but the free market should actually come to its senses and stop buying Nikes and stop the sweatshops and the goddamn suicide nets. But that's a different subject.
Suicide nets? What the fuck?
Oh, you haven't heard about the suicide nets?
The suicide nets for fucking people jumping off of buildings or whatever.
Yeah, in China,
they're not to kill people; they're to prevent them from suicide.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no, it's no. Like the thing with that is though, right, man? Like, I get everyone hates on Nike now because of fucking Kaepernick or whatever, but like Nike's like one of our top businesses in America.
And not in America. You're talking Eugene, Oregon, dude. Like I can tell you right now, they built fucking MacArthur Court. They built Autzen Stadium. You know why the Oregon Ducks have 10 different fucking uniforms? It's Phil Knight.
I know.
He shows up at every fucking game.
I see them. I see them every year. I know. I watch college football a lot. Trust me, I know. But the thing is, man, like I get where you're coming from with that, but the whole thing with Nike is, even if they're not, making or hiring American workers, they're still sending back taxes to America. They're still doing like their headquarters is in America still.
It's in Eugene, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Eugene, Oregon. So they're still paying taxes there. They're still making money. They're making decent quality products for us. I mean, I have Nike shit. I think I'm wearing Nike shorts right now, actually. But like, I never had a problem with Nike. I don't like Kaepernick. I don't like the use of sweatshops, even though they make more money in sweatshops than they do in their entire lives working in a fucking field and dying in the field. But I get where you're coming from, but I think you're wrong.
I think that Nike made a bad business decision by doing that.
By doing what? Sweatshops or Colin Kaepernick? Because their sales went up.
Here's why. You got political. Whenever a business gets political, all right, it will frickin' hamper you in the long run. In the short run, it may be a boon, but in the long run, it's going to come back to bite you because you can't maintain that side of politics, right, and be on the right side of politics at all times. That's where you run into these issues. All right. As soon as you go political, right, you're going to piss off a certain group of people, and as that group becomes powerful or starts to gain power, they're going to stop using your products because they start banning your products, and that happens no matter what. It happens on the right, it happens on the left. It's a bad business decision. When you go political, you lose in the end. Now, in the short term, yeah, they had a bump in their purchasing and stuff, right? But all those people that were basically burning those jerseys, which a lot of people, and even I think it's just childish, all right? But all the people that were doing that, you can pretty much guarantee they will never buy, all right, your product again. You
Can you guarantee that though?
Guarantee 100%? No, but history says that no, you're not going to get those people back.
Here's what I think is going to happen. 85% of those fucking people are going to forget about this like a year or two from now. And then once that happens, what's going to end up happening is that they're going to go back to buying Nike shit.
I don't think so.
Listen, the people who buy Nike shit are people who are either.
Well, take a look at what happened to Dick's.
Sports people. B,
take a look at what happened to Dick's Sporting Goods. They haven't gotten back their customer base.
What did Dick's Sporting Goods do? I don't.
They were the ones who stood up there and said, "We don't care about this. We're going to say Happy Holidays rather than Merry Christmas."
I don't remember that.
I'm not getting
don't go to Dick's Sports
too distracted. I have a damn point here. Nike not only hurt themselves in the long run, in my belief, but they also hurt the University of Oregon. They also led to Jim Carrey going on fucking Bill Maher's show. At the very beginning, Jim Carrey's like, "Look at these brand new Nikes," and then at the end, he's talking about how socialism is great. Are you fucking retarded? Like,
yes, he's Jim Carrey. Of course, he's retarded. He's a fucking Canadian.
Well, we can't talk too bad about how retarded they are, considering that the United States just naturalized freaking Justin Bieber.
Did we naturalize him? I don't think that's our doing.
Yeah.
I think that's because he's marrying an American.
It doesn't matter. He's now an American citizen.
Well,
40.
I mean, he's
40.
in music.
Handle.
We can't kick you back out, unfortunately.
I can bump to his new shit. I can't bump to his old shit. I think he's better now than he used to be. Although he's more retarded.
Okay. Well, I do want 40 ounce to actually say more than just one sentence. You can either comment on the Nike thing, or I wanted to hear your thoughts on fucking Musk. Actually, is what I really wanted to hear your thoughts on. So go ahead, 40.
I'll comment on the Nike thing as it's a little more recent, but I found there was a larger poll that was done in the United States, and I can't find it for the life of me, but there is an article in the side chat. And where was it? Among existing Nike customers, favorability declined to 76% from the previous 91%. Among Democrats, even, Nike favorability slid to 65% from the previous 74%. Among African Americans, it dipped to 74% from previous 82%. Nike favorability among millennials dropped to 52% from the previous 64%. So among all demographics, even, African Americans, you think they'd support propping up, what the fuck was this guy's name? I don't even know his name. Kaepernick?
It's Kaepernick. I know his name because I'm a goddamn 49er fan, and this is bullshit that he's the one that started all this. I'm fucking pissed about that. And the thing is, like, he's not even. Why are you sponsoring someone who doesn't even play football anymore? Where's he gonna go? The Canadian Football League? Go fuck yourself,
you gotta
dude.
risk it. You gotta risk it for the biscuit, big boy. Even if you don't get the biscuit, you gotta risk it. You know what I'm saying? And then he fucking risked it. Now he lost all his fucking biscuit, all that goddamn dough.
But
every single fucking bit of it.
Yeah, but the larger point being, I can't find the exact poll for some odd reason. It's not showing up in my search results. But in the poll, it showed a general decline among every possible audience you could conceive of. Republicans think extremely negative, like they're apparently in total protest about Kaepernick.
Republicans never bought it before, though. That's the problem that I was trying to put across earlier. The only people who buy Nike are like young people, sports people, or people who are working out like almost every day.
No,
They're playing basketball.
I don't know about that. I think a lot more people than you realize, would put Nike up there a ways when they're looking for things.
I don't buy
I
Nike
just think
anymore
that
because
any
they don't play sports.
demographic, when you've got a business, if you close out a demographic because of your freaking politics, because you went political, right? And if your business isn't politics, because I do realize that there are businesses that thrive on politics.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
if you're shutting out a group of people, all right, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. And it goes back to the statement by Elvis Presley, right? When he was asked to comment on the Vietnam War, right? As he led the way of people that weren't going to make statements, because he just basically said, "Ma'am, I'm just an entertainer," because he understood no matter what he said, he was going to piss off some part of his fan base, and he didn't want to piss off his fan base. It only
well, that's
makes
the thing.
sense.
Dolly Parton does. Dolly Parton does that too.
Here we
But
go.
the thing I'm getting at though, man, is like these people who are protesting this. To just start off with one, people who are protesting this are gonna fucking forget about it here soon. I guarantee it. Second part is this is not the first time Nike's gone political. They've done it before. They had like an equality T-shirt or some other stupid shit that they put out like a few years ago. It's like a constant thing with them. So I mean, I'm not gonna be surprised if they come back with a vengeance. Although I'm not sure if they are, because some of their other and Nike's been declining for a few decades now because of people like Adidas.
Well, real quick though, I want to make this on the record. Cabbage has been inactive for over an hour. I think he fell asleep. That's why I ejected him. If he bitches at me tomorrow, 40 ounce, back me up. That's why. But we are presenting your numbers here, and damn, the boomers, it dropped drastically. Also, hello, Pinoid. How are you tonight, sir? And congratulations again. You're over 1,000. I hope you haven't caught up to me yet.
What's going on there, Politipod? Nice to see you over here in the motherfucking Mad Dot stream. You know what I'm saying? MZ 40 ounce.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Hey man, y'all know about the retail apocalypse that's going on right now?
Retail apocalypse? I have not.
What? Yo, y'all need to go watch my video. Like, yo, the retail apocalypse has been going on since like 2005, 2006. It's something like since 2000, almost 50% of all malls have closed. Something yeah, like things are
exactly why.
No, it's not Amazon or anything. It just people are broke. Like fucking, there's no more goddamn money in America. All this borrowing shit fucking done fucked up most of our goddamn fucking. Like we don't have any more money to spend on fucking basic good or retail goods anymore like we used to. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Consumerism's dying.
Yeah,
it's quite it's quite funny you say that because I actually do work at a department store, brick and mortar store, not one of those warehouses where you just ship shit online. But yeah, we're definitely struggling to keep up with like online orders, and it's quite ironic because we're still giving pay raises. Like we're still increasing like the minimum wage, for instance, but it just doesn't make any sense because you can't even keep up with Amazon. Why are you raising people's minimum wage? So that's another one of the things that's killing these brick and mortar stores.
Well, because you have to continue to pay people more money because they won't keep working for you. But you think about it, Kmart went out, Sears went out, Dick's Sporting Goods went out, fucking J.C. Penney's going out, Toys R Us, KB Toys, fucking the Wall. There's been a massive amount of fucking large companies that have just closed down. The Bon-Ton, Boscovs, all these individuals are all going out. You know, like, dude, retail's fucking falling down. Nike's been falling down. Under Armour went out of business. Reebok's are fucking going under. You know what I mean? Like, dude, there's not a whole lot you can do about this. Nike's just trying its best as what it can to fucking stay somewhat into the market.
What do you mean Under Armour went out of business?
Yeah, I think Under Armour's almost out of business at this point. I read something about it here recently. Let me look it up.
I know Reebok's already out of business because Adidas bought them.
Yeah, Under Armour bankruptcy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Under Armour went out of business.
God damn.
I think we still have an Under Armour store, right? I'm not sure if they did or didn't. I thought I saw some new kicks over there at Hibbett's, but I could be wrong.
Fuck, man, that sucks about Reebok shorts. I fucking love Reebok shorts. They're my favorite.
I got to get that starter on. Starter's fantastic.
Yeah, it fucking went into bankruptcy fucking last year.
I went into bankruptcy. It's not out of business. It just went into bankruptcy.
Yeah, same shit though. You know what I mean?
What you mean. Well,
yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Their prices are fucking exorbitant. That's the other thing because they make really fucking designer-ass cleats and shit. I bought some Under Armour cleats my senior year for football. They were like fucking $100. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But no, you have other stores doing great. Best Buy making fucking money hand over fist. I mean, the bad ones will phase out, the good ones will rise up. It's the way it happens. Capitalism.
I think it's because a lot of these things are going into conglomerates. Like Reebok and Adidas joined into an arrangement, if I'm not mistaken, because the Rezigs turned into which was the Reebok's like designer shoe that they made just for like John Wall and a few other NBA players. I think they turned them into like Adidas brand shoes. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Reebok. But like some of these groups are like they're buying out shares of their competition and then they're making their competition a part of them. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these businesses go under.
So you think it's just more consolidation than anything else?
Well, yeah, I think that's why, because people are gaining massive amounts of wealth. They're spending it and buying out the competition. I think what you're seeing is a lot of stuff that are being built in a lot of monopolies in certain areas, because that's what Amazon's been doing. They've been cornering the market on a bunch of other people. They got so much money that they bought Whole Foods, and now they're cornering the market on food and groceries and baby products and fucking automobiles too.
Well, the first thing they did when they bought Whole Foods is they freaking closed a massive amount of stores.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the point, right? Is like you close that so that people don't have a grocery store to go to, or they have to go to the cheap one that doesn't have all the stuff that they need, like their GMO-free fucking tuna dick or whatever the fuck, and and you make them buy it from you. And you make them pay a lower price, and that's just going to ruin the fucking other grocery stores around. I have a local grocery store around here that I'm surprised is still open because we have a Walmart here that does really well, and they sell much cheaper food. And there's also Amazon that people buy a lot of around here, and I'm so surprised. I can't imagine that they're going to be open for more than.
Well, we have a Walmart dedicated grocery store nearby, and also a Safeway, and I'll be honest with you, the Safeway prices actually are a little bit cheaper than what Walmart pays right now.
But
our grocery store, stores do better than fucking Walmart around here.
Yeah, same.
We have like three Walmarts here and like fucking 100 grocery stores. Like they ain't going nowhere.
Well, no, we shop at Winco personally. What really sucks about Winco is their prices are so low. And they're a Pacific Northwest thing. I doubt any of you guys know what it is. But their prices are so damn low, and they're open 24 hours. The only time you can really shop is at like fucking midnight with all the tweakers. It's bullshit.
That sounds like my fucking Walmart. It sounds like my fucking Walmart.
Yeah. Imagine Walmart, but you get like double the shirts for $5. That's pretty much Winco.
Oh, okay.
Yo, I have a list here of all the stores that have either been affected or are actually out of business at this point in the past since like 2008, right? And like it's Abercrombie and Fitch, Aeropostale, Gacy, American Apparel, A&P, Ascena Retail Group, BB, Best Buy, Bloomingdale's, Perimeter, the Bonton, Brooks Stores, Chico's, Claire's, Coldwater Creek, Deb's Shops, Family Christian Stores, GameStop's closing 150 stores, Gander Mountain, Gap, Goldsmiths, Gordon's, Guest, Guitar Center, Gymboree, H.H. Gregg, JCPenney, J. Crew, Kenneth Cole. You know,
I know you're on a roll. You're on a roll. But Guitar Center is doing fucking great here in Oregon. Like they have massive sales.
Yeah, they're closing everywhere else.
And I hate to tell you, Mad Dodge, that's because of the density of your hipster population.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. Everybody needs guitar strings because they can't actually play guitar.
If I may piggyback off of that point, though, Oregon seems to be the last refuge for a lot of small, like these larger businesses that are no longer around. If I'm not mistaken, I think the last Blockbuster in existence is actually in like Northwest Oregon.
All right, here, Joe, check us out about Guitar Center. It laid off 180 of its 7,000 employees in 2015. By 2018, the retailer said to be on the verge of bankruptcy due to unsustainable debt loads and decreasing popularity of musical instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kohl's, The Limited, Lord and Taylor, Macy's, Marsh Supermarkets, BCBG, MC Sports, Michael Kors, Neiman Marcus, Nike Incorporated announced plans to shift towards the e-commerce and increase its retail partners from 14,000 to 40. Nine West, Nordstrom's, Payless Shoe Stores, Perfume Holdings, Radio Shack, Ralph Lauren, Rockport, Rue 21, Sam's Club's closing 63 stores, Sears Holdings, Sports Authorities, Target Canada, Tivana, Walking Company, Tops Friendly Markets, Toys R Us, True Religion, Urban Outfitters, Under Armour's, fucking Vanity, Vitamin World, Vera Bradley, Wet Seal, and Winn-Dixie.
Okay.
Wow.
Let me can I tell you a trait that all these things kind of have in common?
What's up?
They are all like not designer, but more prep in terms of the clothing. They're very expensive, high-end clothing items. You said Abercrombie and Fitch. I think you said Hollister, American Eagle, and like these Urban Outfitters and shit. These are all places where you have to buy a shirt for like $30. Nike, fucking Under Armour. These are places where you buy shoes for like $200 and even more sometimes. This is one of those major reasons that people go under in times of financial strife, is because whenever you see 2004 up to 2014, it's a 10-year period where people were actually not buying as much as they used to, because of the recession was growing, housing market crashed, people never really recovered their wealth, and they're actually starting to recover it back in like 2014. That's why your consumerism's dying. I think it's about to grow again, though.
There's a look at that. Well, real quick, if you look at the malls, that's where a lot of these places were sold that you listed off. A lot of them were in malls, and the malls are closing down. That's not how Americans are buying their products anymore. It's just not. You need to look for a better business model. And when you said Radio Shack, I was like, yeah, fuck. A Radio Shack that I used to go to just shut down 2 months ago. Like, you're absolutely right. I'm not disagreeing with you fundamentally. I'm just saying they need to have a better business model and shift to the e-commerce.
Well, if you look at the numbers on how they've grown since 2008, ever since like the financial collapse or whatever, they've grown at like 2% retail, like fully over like all of the retail sectors has been 2% growth, but we've had 3% inflation. So really, they've been losing 1% a year the entire fucking time.
Yep, exactly. And also another thing these things also have in common is a lot of those are like specialty stores for like certain types of items.
Well, the thing is in malls, when you have the big places go out like JCPenney's and Boscov, Sears of this nature, like, so you have those big ones that actually brought the people in that needed something, and then they'd walk through the mall in the middle and then pick up these things in the middle. Well, if you had the big stores are all gone, the middle of the mall is going to fucking just die because, fucking there's nothing there for them to buy. Or,
do you think it's going to go back to a strip mall type of environment, or do you think they're just going to go, all the malls are going to go away entirely?
I don't know, man. I think like the malls in the area where, you're okay, like Alexandria, Virginia, or like fucking, down in California where people have money and shit like that, like Google
Mall of
places.
America, the big attraction malls and the people that are in heavy commerce areas, like what he said, Alexandria, Virginia. Alexandria, Virginia is the most like the I think they have like the most wealth per capita of the entire United States.
Yep.
And they have a very nice mall over there, and all of these places are still going to be open. They're going to keep being open. However, the stores are probably going to change to different things. But I think the e-commerce market's really taking over, and that's what you're seeing here too. Is not only their lack of growth because of inflation rates, and people just not buying anything or having the lack of ability to buy, but you're also seeing e-commerce has become a huge thing as of 2009, and then. Couple onto that, people are buying up their competition and then selling their other brands that the competition used to sell, that people used to go to their competition for specifically. Then you have all these compounding factors, and that's where you start seeing the death of all these old time retail. You know how long Sears has been around? Sears has been around since like the 1800s. They used to sell things out of a catalog for fucking cowboys to buy, and they would ship them on the train.
They used to sell heroin. Let's not forget.
They used to sell everything. They sold anything from fucking revolvers all the way up to automobiles, and they did it for hundreds of years, and now because they didn't switch to e-commerce, and they first the thing that happened to them that kind of kicked their ass was they got rid of that catalog. They got rid of the catalog. People stopped buying a lot of it because people weren't buying from catalogs anymore. They were buying from the store itself. And then once you hit this time of like 2000, probably 6 actually. I said 4 earlier, but probably like 2006, like 2014. No one's buying shit from Sears. They're going online and buying it. It's so much easier. It's more convenient. You don't have to buy things from Sears anymore. You got fucking contraptions you've never even seen on Amazon. I've bought something the other day from Amazon I've never even fucking heard of. It's like some fucking type of like back scratcher that like fucking heats up and like you can like put it on your back and it can be a fucking back relaxer too. It's fucking crazy.
Well, if you're buying that shit from Amazon, I'm just saying I have a Patreon. Just
listen, what's gonna help my back more? But buying a Patreon or me fucking getting some crazy contraption?
I'm saying his Patreon will solve your back problems. I'm just saying, folks out there in the chat,
I might do it. I might consider it once I move. Thank God I'm moving over there to Alexandria so I can go to that mall and have no money to spend because I'm going to be poor living there. Because I'm not even a quarter of what this is.
He's got you.
You're just going to sit there next to Cinnabon waiting for somebody to leave a cinnamon roll down. You're like, bam.
I'm going to be fucking raiding the goddamn trash cans like a fucking raccoon.
No, I worked at the Valley River Mall in Eugene, and I saw people doing that shit. Like, no joke. They would sit around. Yeah, and when somebody would fucking leave their plate that's on the table because, people are assholes, they would walk up and start picking at it. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Gross, dude. What the fuck?
It was ridiculous, dude.
Don't let him lie to you. Those guys are the ones that were strung out on his heroin that he was selling in the shop.
Yeah,
these are his customers.
Yeah, I work for Sears.
Let me add on to my point earlier. I'm not sure why every single fucking place, including AutoZone or even fast food places, don't get into this e-commerce. You know what's growing hugely right now? Because people like to go out and eat, but they don't want to leave their fucking houses because they're lazy sons of bitches. Uber Eats and Grubhub are two of the fastest growing businesses in America right now because no one wants to leave their fucking houses. I would put a fucking service like delivery food, like pizza joint has, like pizza joints are doing real well right now too. I would put some shit on there for like Rite Aid or like, I don't think Rite Aid.
You know what they're doing here? You know what they're doing here?
What's that?
They're fucking you can order your groceries online. They deliver them to your fucking house.
Yeah, I know. I did that for we did that for my fucking Walmart. We do that for Walmart. We just have to wait for them to deliver it, and they just give us all of our shit. It's so fucking useful.
Yeah, you don't have to do shit. Fucking like the local grocery stores do it. They fucking have like they have a secondary store on the second floor or something like that, and then they just bag up orders at night and then deliver them all in the fucking morning in your goddamn house.
Yeah, and it also creates more jobs because you got your people who are working in the store. At least for right now, it'll create more jobs. In the future, you'll probably have to close down a lot of shit. But
like I think the workers at the local Giant, they make like $8.25 an hour.
Yeah, even that, like they'll have to close down like certain positions because not everyone's going to be going there anymore. But the bright side of that is like for now, you're creating jobs. You've got people who are packing that shit up. So you have other people who are doing the stuff in the store, and then you've got people who are like grabbing stuff off the shelves, putting it into boxes, boxing it up for people, sending it out to each other. All the great stuff that you can do with this, these things, and that's really the boon that the e-commerce has given us. Stuff like that.
Well, yeah. Well, no. There's a little store up here called Christmas Treasures. They make a shit ton of money right around Christmas. Other than that, they sell stuff online. That's how they stay afloat. But in the chat, Eldritch God says, in order to stay afloat, mattress companies only quilted one side so you couldn't flip the son of a bitch. That's fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I can do now? I can go and buy a mattress on Amazon that has both sides quilted.
Yeah, and we were talking. They were talking about this over on the. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh fuck yeah! Then we were talking. They were talking about that over here, and I was my boy, you know, Sinrise, fucking Mad Dodge. He was on my stream last night.
Yeah,
he's over on the Drunken President stream right now. Fucking, so I was over there showing them some love and shit, and fucking they were talking about Amazon. Apparently everybody's talking about Amazon today. Fucking they were talking about how they were talking about how they fucking the postal service, and I mean it's basically subsidizing these motherfuckers because of their cheap ass fucking rates.
Yeah, Trump has threatened that.
Like something needs to be done about this bullshit. The government keeps subsidizing.
Well, do you really
shit.
want Amazon flying drones around to people's houses and dropping off shit? Don't you think that might get in the way of fucking air traffic or fuck something up eventually?
No, people need to pay for their damn shipping. Like it's that fucking simple. People need to pay for their fucking shipping and raise the goddamn rates. For fuck's sake, you don't need free shipping on everything. Fucking just
raise the rates. You want to spend more money?
Yeah. Make them compete like that's the reason why brick and mortar stores can't compete, because they have to pay for fucking goods to be shipped to their fucking stores. They have to pay for the fucking brick and mortar store. They got to pay to keep the goddamn lights on. They got to pay for their fucking employees. They got to pay for the fucking, you know what I mean, fixing up their damn shelves and shit, and pay for the guy to clean the floors at night. You know what I mean? But Amazon doesn't have any of this fucking overhead because they have fucking these cheap ass fucking delivery rates, and all they got is a goddamn one warehouse that services. And I mean, the area the size of like fucking 10 or 12 fucking retail stores.
No, that's bullshit. No, that's bullshit. They have a warehouse in they have a warehouse in Seattle. They have a warehouse in Portland. They have a warehouse in Pleasant Hill. They have warehouses all over the Pacific Northwest. So what you're attacking
but think
right
about
now
that. No, but
is
think
a
about
large
that.
job creator in my neck of the woods, which is actually creating an economy. And Oregon's jobless rate has been the lowest in fucking a decade. I mean, it's actually helping, man.
Amazon's a boon because they're creating jobs. They're not paying their workers as much as I think they should be, but that's their decision. You know, they're paying them at least the minimum wage, which is fine. But the thing is like they're creating like all these thousands.
Do you know what the minimum wage is though in the Pacific Northwest? Okay, look at Oregon.
Probably,
our minimum wage
mine.
is
Mine's
$10.50 an hour.
Well,
yeah, ours is $10.50 an hour. The federal minimum wage is like $5.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. So what I'm saying is that this company is creating so many jobs, and that they're now $1 trillion company because people are buying all this shit off of there, and you have to pay a percentage to Amazon too, which is the brilliant part of their fucking model. They presented a service, right, which is convenience, and people bought it up. They got all these contracts with other businesses that they could buy from. You know, just like people who make the actual products, they sell them from that. And then from that, you got other people who are just trying to sell shit on there. So now you have like a pre-owned video game thing, which is killing GameStop. You get a new video game thing. And they also have like, with Amazon, you know how you get like the pre-orders at GameStop? They have the same shit on Amazon now. And not only that, but the other thing killing GameStop is like Xbox, PS4, and Steam all have like pre-order stuff too now, and they also have like much easier ways of getting the games instead of having to drive to the store. It's all about convenience, and the thing is that all these people who are trying to sell their stuff now, like sculptures and stuff, now can sell them on Amazon, so they're not having to open up, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, like
galleries,
the base stores.
You don't have to open up
the brick and mortar stores. They don't have to open up brick and mortar anymore. They can just sell it online and make a better profit, but they just had to pay Amazon like a 10% upkeep fee for their stuff. And it's only like a one-time charge every like 6 months, probably.
Well, but here's my issue, right? My issue is this, okay? It's the fact that like, all right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Amazon fucking warehouses in my area, right? But the Amazon warehouses, they serve a very large area. They cover everything from basically Baltimore, Maryland, the whole way up to New York City. Think about how many fucking grocery stores or Walmarts or fucking Sears or a place that sells appliances you'd have to have in order to be viable to, you know what I mean, an economic customer base. But you're not paying for the shipping, though, is the bitch. Right? Like, yo, you can ship for way less than what the fuck the retail stores are doing because you're fucking shipping through the U.S. Postal Service individually to each fucking customer, or through UPS or FedEx or whatever the case might be. And UPS and FedEx has to compete with the Postal Service, right? These fucking rates need to go up, and people need to pay for their fucking shit.
No, the rates don't need to go up. The rates need to reflect the fucking status of the current financial market and capitalism. The thing fucking is, man, you're conflating two different issues. Okay, somebody does successful and they end up shutting down other companies. That's called capitalism. Now, if the government intervenes and makes it so other companies can't compete, then that's a goddamn issue. That's where the issue would lie. But they're not doing that. Matter of fact, they're taxing Amazon up the fucking ass. Have you seen the tax rate in Seattle, Washington, where they're
but hold
Have
on,
you
man.
seen
The
it?
problem is that Amazon has a special deal with the postal service. So if somebody else wants to sit up there and ship, right, they don't get the same rate that Amazon gets. They get a different rate, all right. And this is something that was given to them for a long time. I don't know if it's permanent, right? But they have a much better rate for shipping than everyone else does it because they negotiated this rate and no one else gets to negotiate that same rate. So if you want to compete with Amazon, all right, you're going to have the cost of you going through the postal service just like everybody else, right, is going to be higher, right, than it will be for Amazon because of that negotiation.
And not only that, the Postal Service is unnaturally low on their fucking rates anyway, because the federal government picks up the tab on the fucking health benefits, the pensions, and fucking, the tax base. And they're fully funded by the goddamn federal government every goddamn year. They're not actually turning their own fucking profit. They're not forced to compete. And then everybody else has to compete with this government fucking agency. This is the basics of libertarianism. It's a government subsidy is kind of the situations where I'm at.
I think this is where libertarians end up going neck to neck because I agree with you on the post office. They should eliminate it. FedEx, UPS. I don't remember the other one, but there's one that does really good too. I don't remember it, but it's mainly
the other big
DHL. Yeah, that's the other one. They all do a much better job. They all do a much better job, man, and that's just the goddamn truth. But when you have a government program, the government's never going to end it. That's the problem. Now, if they are going to negotiate,
it's driving down the rates is the issue in the shipping industry. The Postal Service drives down rates in the shipping industry and keeps shit unnaturally low. So basically, Amazon automatically gets a subsidy. Sorry, go ahead, but I just wanted to put that in there real quick.
Well, no, and I don't disagree with you. Like I said, I think we should end the Postal Service entirely, actually. I think it's outdated. It had its place, but not anymore. Do it privately. MC probably disagrees. He probably wants to keep the post office. What say you, MC?
I don't care if the post office stays or not, to be honest.
Yeah, it's unnatural, all right, and it's causing most of the economy to be fucked up.
There are problems with the post office. I do agree, and they are competing unfairly in that they themselves don't have to turn a profit because they can just raise rates or do whatever they want. But the problem that I do have when it comes to what they have with Amazon is they are giving Amazon a rate that they don't give to everybody else. And that is a problem, okay? That is picking and choosing winners, okay? When it comes to this kind of stuff, that's the government intervention. If the government wants to sit there and have a rate for Amazon, then they should allow it for any company that comes in there and says, well, we want to be on that rate too. When they deny that, then they are picking winners and losers by subsidizing directly off of the U.S. taxpayer.
Well, no, I absolutely agree. Anything else? 40 hours. You joined late, man. Are you still there? Anything you want to fucking bullshit about? Or should we wrap it up? I did about 3 hours here, but we can still bullshit. I'm good.
No, we can wrap it up whenever you're ready, man. I don't mind.
No, you got something. Come on, go.
Yeah, you have something. Go.
All right, yeah. Fuck the Postal Service. There we go. Okay, fuck those. Fuck those guys that take forever to stamp my shit to send it out. I don't know.
How did your visit to the DMV go?
Oh yeah. I forgot I did that. No, it actually wasn't that bad. Actually wasn't as arduous as I thought it would be. I think I stood in line, or no, it took about half an hour ish. Oh yeah, so about 20 minutes.
So you had a lovely experience with the DMV.
Yeah, I almost
you're all
felt compelled.
it now?
No, I still fucking hate them because that one time they made me wait like 2.5, 3 hours. But no, I am half tempted to almost leave a decent review. So good for that. Good for Larry, or whatever that geriatric guy behind the desk. Whatever his name was.
Well, there you go. It looks as if California has got one thing right, at least for
today. It just wasn't a busy day at the fucking DMV. I don't want my healthcare system like the DMV. But no, I want, once again, before we wrap this up, I want to say, Pinoid, congratulations on hitting 1,000. And I hope I grow faster than you.
I don't know, dude. Like, I'm almost at you right now, man. Fuck it, I'm at 1,050 right now. Fuck it, I'm growing. And tomorrow I'm hopping on a new stream. Fucking, I'm doing the Turf Flinging Monkey 420 stream tomorrow morning and shit. So fucking, I'm be growing even more. You know what I mean? Fucking, so I mean, I'm banging, dude. I'm banging. I'm handling my business.
Get her done, man. Get her done. I'm networking too, buddy.
Did you fucking actually? Oh, I wanted to tell you what happened at my DMV. You want to hear an awesome story?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Yo, check this shit out. So fucking the DMV decided that they had to come out with these new licenses to fucking update to the national ID thing, right? So they decided to charge everybody more money. They raised their rates for like a basic ID from $9 to like $45, and then the regular license went from, I think, like a replacement license went from like 22 to like 50. And so when they did this, they ended up fucking coming out with all these new licenses and shit, and they gave everybody these new licenses, and then they found out that it wouldn't match the new federal ID standards, and they have to do it the fuck again and raise the rates again.
In other words, they're fucking with you. Yeah, in other words, they're fucking with you.
Oh my god. Fucking hell. I remember nothing to do with money, but I remember one time I went into like the unemployment office in my area, and me and my girlfriend were standing in line, and the people in front of us were just like, yeah, Billy Joel's hooked on the crack again and we gotta leave town, or what the fuck was it? Yeah, but like the most undesirable group of people you could possibly imagine, and they're there to get food stamps, healthcare, and then they have to leave town because their friend's on crack. So, it's literally the living manifestation of the unemployment office. It was fucking awful.
Dude, I don't even know if we have an unemployment office. I've never actually been there. Like you just file your shit online and then make a phone call, and then they do a quick interview with you, and then you fucking either get it or you don't.
Why would they do this?
I
wish that was how it worked down here.
Like, I know the welfare office is the welfare office in the city is the most hilarious shit ever. You go in there and people have nicer cars than what everybody else is driving on the fucking road. Every fucking time. The people are going to the welfare office with a brand new fucking Acura with 22s on it and shit. And I mean, demanding their fucking food stamps, and you're just like, you motherfuckers home. Like, seriously?
You're not selling crack. Like, come on now. No. But no, I guess we will wrap this up and take it off air, and then we can hang out a little bit if you guys like. MC, any last thoughts?
No, that's it.
Oh, wait. I got something. Yo, y'all need to get out here and watch MC streams. He's been doing it like almost daily at this point. You know what I mean? And he deserves more than 4 goddamn people watching him. He needs like fucking 100. Goddamn, he got lots of good information, for fuck's sake. Get over there and sub to his fucking channel.
Yeah, you should be there for the tisms. It's pretty fucking funny. I enjoyed oh fuck, what stream was it? It was funny. Oh, you can end it, but he has good shit. It's funny.
Well, thank you guys. I do appreciate it, but I wasn't trying to shill my channel.
I'm gonna show your fucking channel. I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys want to drink some of Sargon's tears, I do have the coffee mug in my Streamlabs merch store. Go check it out. We're out of here. Good night, good luck, and don't fucking go to France.